Mm.
Cool. So we're going to start. So I already gave you guys the kind of rundown for the basics that you guys know Jermaine because of reasons. So to start, an orange glow covers the top of Lyrandar Tower as the sun sinks in the sky. Above, the great airships of House Lyandar float like leviathans surrounded by brilliant rings of elemental energy. Below, bridges crisscross at all levels of the city, connecting Sharn's great towers. Sounds of crying children, barking vendors, cursed sky coach drivers, cursing, and braying hippogriffs rise up to become a unique din that can only be heard in the City of Towers. Each of you carries a letter from your acquaintance, Sergeant Germain Villeroy of the Sharn Watch, that reads, calling you on a job. I can't write the details, but it pays well and requires your skills. Maybe at the airship dock on top of Lyandar Tower, come armed. And so, you guys have. So, do you guys want to just introduce what you are exactly? If you want to give a description, then go ahead. At least give a name, character, name, race, class.
Payton, Artificer, Green, Warforged.
Green?
Painted green, not like...
Not green metal.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my favorite color, Theo. Thank you.
So, go ahead, Nor, since you spoke up.
Okay. Caucasian male, 775.
775 what?
Oh, that's the seed that I have. You know, to generate the character. Around 6 feet, brown hair, forgettable face. Just use the picture I have. Cleric with a weird cog mace. Chainmail.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I could make.
You're a cleric, and
yeah. On my forehead, there's a giant symbol.
So then we have Y, who is a barbarian.
Yep.
Are you still human?
Yep, still human.
Yep.
Generic human adventure number 2.45 million.
Yep. Hence why you're named Y. They just gave up on the freaking name and they didn't want to stick a number onto you, so they were just like, yeah, we'll just best of both worlds, stick a letter on there.
No, because when I was beating that man to death with a frying pan, they just looked up at me and went, why? And I knocked the fucking lights out. Yeah. I was like, yeah, that'll work.
Yep.
Spawn, mate.
Yep. We're just going to say for the sake of simplicity that you guys are all already from Sharn, or at least have been here for some amount of time. So,
okay, so that works.
Yeah. I'm not going to do the provide brief description of various districts that fit the characters' backgrounds, because I don't know enough about your backgrounds, because this is too fast. So, you guys know stuff about Sharn. If we need to figure out exactly more of it, then we'll freaking figure out more of it when the time comes.
Back.
Yeah. So I'm guessing, Peyton, do you want to ask about the two obvious members of House Cannith who happen to be riding this airship with you?
Nah, I'm sure that's fine.
All right. So, as darkness descends on the city, you see the windows light up, towers around you from bottom to top. A cool wind whisks between you, drowning out the other noises of the city. A nearby lift rises, carrying a human in her mid-30s with close cropped black hair and a glowing pipe in her mouth. Jermaine gives a wry smile as she nods to you all, saying, "Thanks for coming." So, yep. She is a female human who has more than a few scratches from battle. So,
No problem.
yep. She just kind of strides onto the... Are you guys just on an airship, or are you guys just standing on the freaking area?
Presumably standing on an airship.
I guess you guys are on the dock. It's not the airship itself, but on the dock next to it. So, yep. So she walks up to you and just
Hey,
kind
dude.
of waits for any questions.
What is the job?
What's up?
So,
What are we doing here?
yeah, she takes a puff out of the pipe and then pulls it out of her mouth, blows out a bit of smoke.
You shouldn't do that. Smoking is bad for your health.
Yeah, so is sword blades. So,
Yeah, one is your choice whether or not you take it, though. The other one often isn't.
Yep.
yeah, she just basically ignores you and answers your former question. She has an appointment to meet up with a fellow warforged named Cole, who happens to know something about a crime being committed in Old Sharn. And since she's busy, she needs you to go meet up with him first to make sure that, like, they're actually legit, basically. So she's busy, and she's kind of nervous that if she goes being a member of the Sharn Watch, that she might draw undue attention that might compromise both her and the person that she's trying to get information about, or rather from.
So instead, we have a noble servant, and another member of the watch. Fucking top plan.
She's a sergeant. You're not a sergeant, so...
Really pulled out all the stops on this one.
Yep. So, she then pulls out a pouch from her bag, one of her bags, and hands you each a small bag. Like she pulls like kind of a larger bag and then smaller bags out of that jingle with the sound of coin. It tells you that each bag has 25, and she hands you one for each of you.
25 what?
Gold pieces.
Copper pieces.
You're helping me do something dangerous. I'm not going to give you silver for it. Not exactly common soldiers.
True. We're significantly worse.
I wasn't going to say it, but I was 100% thinking it.
Instead, you have a barbarian with a wooden plank, a ludicolo with a gun.
So she just kind of looks at you guys in general. So you gotta go check on Cole and figure out if she's actually legit.
Yeah, where the fuck are we meeting them?
We need to go to a bar down tower somewhere called the Cog Carnival.
Cog Carnival, meet Cole, see whether or not they're actually legit.
Sure thing. What do you mean by legit? Like, do they sell something?
Well, sell information, I suppose, after a fashion.
And how are we going to check if they're legit? Like,
You're going to
through
listen
there?
to the information.
Oh,
If
okay.
it sounds good, you'll bring them back.
Sure, we can do that. At least I can do that.
Sounds
So
good.
she then looks at you, and holds out a piece of paper that, after taking a glance at it, you recognize as a writ of enforcement.
Alright.
So it basically means that if you show that to someone that freaking puts up a fuss, that you are officially
fuck off.
working for the watch
They're kind of like a search warrant.
under her authority.
Yes.
So basically, city workers that are actually legit and other members of the watch, they'll respect it. other people maybe not so much, and it only goes as far as long as you're not freaking shooting someone in the face or doing something vague, flagrantly illegal, most people will at least grudgingly turn away.
Come on, I'd never shoot someone in the face. Instead, I'd bludgeon them to death with a fucking hat. A bat, and also a hat, as long as it's metal.
Yep. So, yeah. As much as she's kind of making a big deal about trying to figure out if their information's good, they do seem to be, Jermaine at least seems to kind of be playing up a little more that she wants you guys, she's mostly hiring you guys to make sure that Cole's safe.
All right.
The information is kind of seemingly, it's important, but it's more secondary to what she's trying to get at.
Roger.
Sure thing. So, safety.
Something like that.
Yeah. Well, we have to bring back a breathing body.
Yeah. She also hands.
Isn't it a Warforged?
Yeah.
Do they breathe?
Oh, okay.
No, they don't breathe.
Wait, you never heard the iron lung before?
Actually, with that,
He also hands a kind of a smaller slip of paper to just kind of whoever happens to grab it first. He doesn't specifically turn to you this time, why? And it is basically like not admit one, but a proof of payment to a place called Galanda's Hall, which she explains is a inn of sorts in Middle Dura for the duration of the investigation. So you guys have a place to crash if you need to rest.
Nice. So
Okay,
we have
what?
to go down to the bar, fucking make sure that this person is who they say they are, and are actually giving out good information, and that they also don't get fucking murdered.
Yep.
Great. So they're 100% going to get murdered.
That
Or
might depend
attack.
on us.
What? Oh, come now. There's no way that would happen.
Yeah. No way.
Yeah, not at all.
And and that's the first thing that shows my face is, oh, this person's already dead, huh? That's unfortunate.
Yep. So, yeah. So she basically tells you the where the Cog Carnival is in particular. It's a bar in the High Walls that's specifically frequented by Warforged, and the appointed meeting time, which she's conveniently left you a little bit of extra time. So, like, it'll take you whatever, an hour to get down there, and it's about like an hour and a half. So you guys have a little bit of time to find it.
Yeah, let's start getting down there, I suppose.
All right. So the sun is down, by the way. So it's still lit up because this is Sharn and that's how things are, but there are plenty of dark spots. So if you don't have dark vision, you're going to need a lantern of some sort to see in everywhere. But
I'm
pretty sure.
Light.
the streets are warm and lit up enough. I think actually, are all of you don't have dark vision?
Pretty sure.
Yeah,
because two humans and a Warforged, and Warforged don't.
Warforged don't.
Yeah, no, Warforged have never had dark vision. It's odd, but they don't. I don't think they even had low light vision before. So that was just one of the things that they didn't have. It was one of those things that made them different from like every other goddamn construct. Because literally every construct has dark vision, except Warforged.
I'd say apparently not everyone.
Well, it's because Warforged aren't real constructs. But so you guys head down to the High Walls immediately, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Since you basically have like barely enough extra time to get down there and check it out before.
Well, they have like street lights, right?
Yeah, you guys can see. It's not a big problem, but there are
They're
alleys
just
and
shadows
whatnot.
to be knifed from.
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
if you want, I could just cast light on one of you. Your personal night light.
Cast light on an object, not a person, but you can cast it on like a suit of armor.
I'll cast it on Theo. He's an object. I mean, Peyton. Sorry.
I was about to say, Warforged are not objects. At least not anymore.
I'm pretty sure you can't cast it on someone that they get a save.
Yeah.
No, you cast it on an object they're holding.
Ah, I gotcha.
Yeah, it is specifically on objects. But if you cast it on someone who's holding an object that doesn't want to be freaking all of a sudden giving off light like a torch, they get a save to not have that happen.
That's why I want to put it in like Focus Eyes or something like that. That way,
So.
And I'll cast light on Nor's helmet.
So, while you guys are walking and lighting up freaking your surroundings by poking random objects on each other, the high walls, you guys have all lived enough to know like where it is. It is one of the neighborhoods in Lower Tavix Landing, which is a district mostly enclosed by walls. And all of the bridges from other districts into the high walls itself are massive, magically warded gates that can be sealed at a moment's notice. Including, of course, a fortified Sharn watch station. So, it's not just a big magical gate, it also has a guard station sitting next to it. The neighborhood itself, at least from what you guys heard, but, it's not that surprising, is home to refugees of the last war, mainly the displaced people of Sire, which is the place that got blown up by a thing called the Morning, which is that big magical, or whatever, godlike explosion, / magical effect, whatever you want to call it, that made that area of the world no longer a good area to be in.
Man, unfortunate for them.
Yeah. So, when you guys finally arrive in the district, walking through the gates, one of the gates, you notice the stench of body odor, garbage, and tobacco mixed together in the streets. High walls cut this district crumbling and vandalize buildings off from the rest of Sharn. The towers rise over the walls like imposing sentries. Many people stand idly on street corners, eyeing you suspiciously and keeping to themselves. And how are you guys finding the Cog Carnival, not festival, in particular? Since, well, you know it's in this section.
Right?
Yeah.
Can I go ask a guard for directions?
You can. However, the guard does not know where the Cog Carnival is. He's stationed like out here.
Fair.
He knows someone who would know.
Listen,
is there someone who patrols that area?
Is the easiest way to fucking find something.
Well, yeah, these guys don't go into this area. They stay outside of it and keep watch of the area's entrances.
Fair enough.
Well, does he know anyone who's patrolling that section?
No. He nor his buddy, no.
All right.
He suggests that you might be able to just ask one of the residents.
Yeah,
Sure, they're hostile, but when I'm guessing you ask him you ask him where the Cog Carnival is, and he kind of says something about like how many Warforged bars can there be in one area.
It turns out
that's a bad omen.
It's just like 8 streets just lined with bars.
All specifically for Warforged.
How many Warforged bars are there? Well, it depends on what you define as a Warforged bar. Ah!
Yep. So, are you guys going to try the let's walk up to people and ask, or the let's wander around?
Let's walk up to people and ask.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. Literally the first person you walk up to, well, of course, they do kind of spit at your feet and whatnot, does give you directions to where it is.
Feet of a frying pan.
I vote we cut off their tongue.
Okay, no. Also, no.
Yep.
You can't even eat.
Well, that's why I'm telling you to eat them.
No. It doesn't taste good.
You're a barbarian. I'm sure you know a few cannibal recipes.
You're a jackass. Fuck off.
I'm just saying, the fact.
No, you're making a stupid assumption.
Staying
You're a noble. You should probably know how to fuck your own cousin.
Yeah, he does.
So.
Christ.
I was going to say that's why I have a Warforged.
You have your Warforged fuck your cousin? Yeah.
So.
The Warforged like your coach.
No, the camera.
Moving on.
So.
Yes.
To which? Both.
Yep. So, yeah, with the directions, it's easy to find. And you guys come to the dilapidated building with, of course, the Cog Carnival kind of hung over the door. It is a kind of, well, it's a crumbling stone building. It's got some lovely writing on it that says something along the lines of "Forged or scrap and leave metalheads." So, yeah, it's a nice place.
So there's a sign hanging by one chain.
No, surprisingly. It's actually hung by both chains.
Barely.
Yeah. And outside...
There's a Warforged bouncer.
Not really a bouncer, but there is at least a Warforged with a... rather than 2 feet, he has one that's basically just a carved chunk of wood. So... a Warforged version of a peg leg.
It's a fucking Warforged amputee, dude.
Yeah.
You lost in the war, dude.
Yeah. He does have a sword and whatnot, but he is kind of standing in front of the building.
So he's a pirate.
Yeah. Except he's missing that the eye patch. He's got both eyes.
We can fix that.
Do
Okay,
you have
well
a spare
then,
eyeliner in?
I guess I'll walk up with my Payton.
Stop.
If that gets annoying, Theo, I am going to freaking tell you to change the name. Not ask you to change the name. I'm going to tell you to change the name.
I'm already debating what number of times I'm going to have to hear it before I start swinging.
Well, I'm walking up with him.
All right. I'm guessing you're also following Peyton.
Yeah, that's why I say walk up with him.
Yeah.
All right. So the Warforged just kind of holds out a hand as you walk up to the door. 5 copper.
Shit.
Does any of us have?
Do you have change?
He nods.
Well,
Then just kind of nods at you, Theo. You don't have to pay.
So is this the equivalent of the entry being like $5 and you give them 100?
Something like that, probably. Yes. You can break it down though, just for the sake of simplicity, so you guys don't have to go freaking beg for someone to break down a gold piece.
God, I want to fucking hit him.
I'm just going to give him a gold and walk.
You're just gonna hand them over freaking 20 times the pay.
Hey, it pays for myself. It pays for.
Yeah, I'd say he's paid for me.
Yep. He just kind of looks at the gold piece for an extra second and then just shrugs and opens the door for you.
Nobles are fucking weird, man.
Consider it a tip.
I'll give you a tip. Don't fucking go throwing gold out. Jesus.
No.
That's all I have.
He was willing to break it down.
I don't have the time.
What do you mean we don't have the time?
They could be dying any moment.
You are the fucking dumbest.
I mean, at least you're motivated.
Dying, we're here before we're supposed to be here. So if they're dying, it doesn't matter whether or not we get in here earlier, because they aren't here dying.
Yep. You guys still have, like, probably a good 10 or 15 minutes, so...
Man, we're like 10 minutes in the session. I'm already yelling at Nora. This is going to be a good one.
Yep. So, you walk through the door and are immediately hit by a...
Warforged.
Yep. Walk through the door after paying the thing, immediately get freaking decked. No. But you're immediately run into a small kind of smoky environment. No. Yeah, low flames in a fireplace kind of barely illuminate the cracked stone walls and filthy floor of the establishment. one single room is crowded with Warforged, with several digits or limbs, scars, burns, or other wounds. They're a bunch of freaking, injured warrior Warforged. Other Warforged in the area are gathered around traditional dice, card, dart, and board games, as well as carnival competitions such as throwing metal rings on the posts, tossing a ball at a tower of weighted iron cups hard enough to make them fall down, and striking a homemade machine hard enough with a hammer to make it ring a bell. A small bar in the corner serves cheap ale. Behind this bar, a Warforged bartender shouts jeers at patrons losing games. So, where are you guys headed in here?
Did she say exactly where we want to meet her? Like in a room or just in the bar?
Nope. She only told you the place.
Do we have a description of who this gentleman is? Like what they look like?
Well, you know what? It'll be the only other non-Warforged. Wait, are we? Wait, no, we're meeting a Warforged, right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. She would have mentioned that Cole is missing her right arm.
Is anyone here missing their right arm?
People,
you
actually.
see lots of other injured Warforged, but you don't see any that are specifically missing their right arm.
Of the 30 Warforged in here, about 50% of them are missing their right arm.
You see a couple that are missing their left arm, but there are none that are missing their right arm. Most of them are less injured than that, by the way. Most of them are missing just a couple, like a finger or two, maybe a couple scrapes against their head or body. But none are missing an arm entirely, except for the 3 that are missing their left ones.
Let's just find somewhere to sit, or at least that's what I'm going to do.
All right.
Watch people enter and leave.
Yeah, pretty much. That's my point.
Enjoy a few games, maybe drink a little bit.
Yeah.
I might actually walk up to the bar and buy a drink and ask the whatever they're called, the person that attends the bar, the bartender.
Yes, the bartender. Yeah.
If he's seen anyone missing a right arm come in.
Sitting down are you sitting down at one of the game tables, or are you sitting down at the bar? Because the bar is basically the only place that isn't covered in
the bar.
All right. So yeah, you guys both go sit at the bar. And what about our cleric? You following?
Yeah.
Christ.
I guess I probably go to
I'll
like
go
the
talk to the
bar.
person who runs and attends the bar. Oh yeah, the bartender.
Yep.
Jesus.
That's why we left the.
Yeah. So she looks at you guys. She kind of obviously isn't exactly all that happy with the 2 fleshy guys, but she seems more okay with the Warforged with them.
I'll have an oil.
What do they sell? What do Warforged bars?
They sell ale.
Ale. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Warforged can eat and drink. They don't need to, but they can.
I'll for the sake of safety and not getting price gouged, I'll just buy us all some ale.
I don't know. Right. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean the ales are like 2 copper. So
well, I only have gold pieces, so
well, it's a good thing she's willing to break them down.
Excellent.
So
and then after buying that, I'll ask if she's seen a Warforged missing a right arm come in like within the past little bit.
she just kind of, as she's pouring your drinks, I might have seen one like that. Depends. Who's asking for
her? Nice people.
This sounds like you're
I'm
trying
just
to
going put my
persuade
head
her,
down
I'm
on the
guessing.
bar. Fucking Christ.
Are you going to attempt to persuade her? Attempt to bribe her?
Bribe her.
All right. How much are you attempting to bribe her with?
I mean, I don't know. All I have is 4 copper pieces and a gold piece, so might as well go with the gold piece.
All right. Yep. She slides the gold piece over her edge of the bar, and you hear it just kind of tink onto the, or I guess thunk. So it's just a wooden counter. She tells you that indeed there does happen to be a Warforged that comes to this bar pretty frequently. Do you use her name, by the way, Cole, like directly? Or are you just asking about a one-armed one?
I'm asking about one missing a right arm. I didn't actually use her name.
Okay. So, yeah. She tells you that there is indeed a Warforged that comes in that's missing a right arm.
Has she come in recently?
He thinks about it for a second and just kind of slides the drinks over the counter to you. Specifically to you, right by the way, Theo.
Okay.
She doesn't actually, spread out the other two to your two friends there, but she figures you can probably do
friends.
It. Yeah.
Associates.
Strong.
So, she tells you that yes, she has seen her at least a couple of times in the last couple of days, but
not today.
Not yet. She said she was coming in later, possibly.
All right. Well, that's promising. I'll thank her for the information.
All right. So,
should I ask her if she's dead?
No. If she is, then we're screwed. Just enjoy our time
If
here.
they haven't showed up today, but God, I'm not going through the process of explaining this.
So, yep. You guys sit there for about 15 minutes or so, sipping or drinking to, completion your ales. They're not the best ales, but at least it's a drink. Are you guys going to interact with any of the other patrons, or just kind of sit at the bar and wait and watch the door?
Sit at the bar and wait.
Yeah, watch the door.
I don't know, any good games around?
Plenty.
Yeah, I'll probably just play a game while those.
I mean, they're like betting games, basically. So.
Oh, sure, why not?
Got gold.
Yep. Maybe they might like me a little bit more, or it ends up with me getting shot.
Yeah. To be fair, technically, she actually has a little sign over the bar that technically you're not supposed to bet on the games. Technically.
But no one listens.
You do bet on the games.
It's more of a guideline than a rule.
It's because she
told us
can't.
About it.
Yeah. Well, she has. Well, you guys actually all know this, that you have to actually buy a license to have gambling at a bar. And yeah, she probably doesn't have one if that signs up. But that doesn't mean you can't make friendly bets on things.
Yeah. Gambling is wrong, but a friendly little wager, that's fine.
Yeah. So, are you heading toward one in particular, or are you just kind of picking one at random and seeing if you can do well at it?
Oh, picking one at random.
All right.
All right, now give him whatever one he's worst at.
Yeah.
Now with this game,
think
you
the
have
one-
to.
Yeah, the one that I think that you just kind of like close your eyes and basically point. And you point at one of the carnival games, the throwing a ball at a tower of weighted irons. Or weighted iron cups. So you stride over.
Mhm.
And as with pretty much all the other patrons and pretty much everyone else that you've so far spoken to in this area, they'd look at you with suspicion, but when you ask to play, you shrug and hand you one of the balls.
They shrug and then brain you with the ball.
So, a couple of them go and ask if you want to make a friendly wager. Well, whether or not
1 gold.
yeah, that gets a couple of eyebrows raised. What are you betting on, though?
Not himself.
I bet I won't knock the tower down with my -1 dexterity.
Well, I mean, sure, it might be. It's also weighted iron, so.
It's weighted iron for the cups, not the ball.
Oh no!
Yeah. You know the carnival game where you go and you have those balls that you throw at the cups to try and knock them over? Is that game. So
Okay, now.
but what are you betting that you'll get it down in how many ever balls you get effectively?
Good thing.
In less than 300.
And I'm
300.
301 balls later, no cups have been knocked over.
I'm going to make the.
God damn it.
I'm going to make the argument that if seeing as things don't have ability score or not ability scores, but modifier stuff like that, it usually defaults to strength. So, for example, javelins, they're actually strength based.
Yeah.
So technically, a ball would be what, an improvised weapon.
Yep.
So that might be strength.
I'll say it's strength or dex, but you're doing it you are throwing it in a different way if you use strength over dex.
Oh yeah, definitely strength. That's
It's there
again.
between aiming and just fucking whipping it.
Yep.
Oh, I'm definitely whipping it.
So.
Seeing it's again -1.
Yeah. There's 6 cups. They'll give you 2 balls. You have to knock over all the cups.
How many
So
cups are there? 87.
there are 6. They're stacked up in the 3 on the bottom, 2 on the middle,
Okay.
1 on the very top. So go ahead and make that strength. Freaking heck. Nat 20 is very, very good start. In fact, it's such a good start that I'm going to say that you just freaking bowled the tower over with that. Just freaking one mighty throw. You hit kind of the dead center of the thing, knocking over the middle, the bottom middle, and the middle 2, and the rest of the balls, the other cups, just kind of fall away at that point based on the freaking thunder of the throw.
This is what happens when you wear chainmail all the time and carry around a giant.
Yep, you get actually a little bit of applause from that. It was a good show. Not everyone can claim to knock over the entire pile in a single ball. So, and yeah, they hand you an extra gold piece back.
See, look, I already made back my money.
All right, now you get your picture on the wall.
No, they don't put your picture on the wall. But at that point, there is another person who walks into the bar. And this one is a black-coated warforged that happens to be missing their right arm.
Yeah, we should probably,
All right,
call
get
him
him.
over, huh?
No,
Okay,
guys,
no.
I'm on a hot streak.
No,
Yeah.
that's not what a hot streak is, for one.
Yeah. She just kind of walks in, just kind of nods to a couple of people, and then eventually sits down at the opposite end of the bar from you guys.
Yeah, let's go talk to her, I guess. Christ. I wish we'd just kill everything. Grumble, grumble.
We all just sit around her.
Yeah.
Are you guys saying anything when you walk up, or you just walk up and sit next to her?
What's up, punk?
I'll probably sit next to her
Okay.
for like a few seconds.
If I hear
Well, she's
stuff,
like-
I'm gonna go, no. Bad. We should probably say we're here on behalf of fucking whatever the one lady is to talk to her.
Guys.
Sergeant
Okay.
Villeroy?
Yeah, Sergeant Villeroy. That's
Yeah.
what I plan on saying, at least.
All right. Yeah, when you guys kind of just walk over and the Theo and Nora just kind of silently sit next to her, she looks like she's going to say something, and then you speak up and say, we're here on behalf of Sergeant Villeroy. She seems to calm down.
I just look fucking so done with my two teammates. Yeah.
Looking
Well,
at you
sorry, not calm down, but she closes her mouth and then kind of looks at you. So, why exactly didn't Villeroy come herself?
Because it was deemed that she would draw too much attention. So
She
instead,
just kind
they're
of
just
nods.
two meat bags.
That's
Again.
fair enough, I suppose. So, she tells you when someone basically is attempting to get out everything that they possibly can as fast as they can, and they just start tripping over things and whatnot. Yeah, she
Sam.
speaks like that. And so over the
Sam
course
did
of
it.
about the next 2 minutes, which is fast for the amount of information that she tells you, she explains a few things. First, the particular crime that Sergeant Villeroy wants you to figure out if she's being honest about, of a child, one of the noble houses.
Wait, what? Selling a child in
The
the
murder of her friend Razor, and Drask's hunt for the artifacts in Old Scarn. Sharn, la. And as she's kind of taking a few breaths to kind of continue with her tale, all of a sudden...
Wait. What was
What?
the first thing? Because you cut out for me.
The first thing was there's a kidnapping of a child from House Orion, the murder of her friend Razor, and a person named Drask's hunt for artifacts in Old Sharn. And yeah, just as she's kind of taking another breath in to kind of finish up, a bolt of fire explodes over her head, and everyone kind of panics.
Did I see what direction that came from?
From the door.
I'm gonna go charge the door.
It's kind of hard when there's 24 Warforged in the way currently. As
got
well as
shoulders, I'm
Cole,
willing
who
to use
freaking bolts for the door.
Who bolts for the door?
Cole herself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you guys see the fire explode over her head.
Her.
Yeah,
I'll
she
just try and
bolts for the
clear
door,
her.
kind of yelling at you guys. She basically just kind of shoves you guys out of the way.
Oh, I was gonna try and clear a path.
Yeah. Well, she yells that you guys set her up and bolts for the door.
If I
Along with
set you up, I'd
everyone.
have grabbed you by now, bitch.
So, yeah, she makes it to the door before you guys do. Go ahead and roll. I guess athletics or acrobatics, depending on how you're making it to the door. If you're just shoving your freaking way
I'm
through,
just
go
going
ahead
all
and do
shoulders.
athletics. If you're gonna try and worm your way through the crowd, then acrobatics.
I'm all elbows.
Yeah, freaking heck you are. Yeah, you freaking just bowl through the Warforge, not giving a damn, and make it to the door, just a little behind her. Unfortunately, your two companions get a little bit caught up in the bustle, and you guys are going to be basically a round behind.
Okay.
So when you make it to the door and look around, you already see that Cole has sprinted 60 feet away from the front door into the high streets. And it doesn't look like she's going anywhere in particular. She's just kind of in panic mode from what you noticed.
Do I see anyone else?
Uh,
Specifically someone who might have shot with a firebolt?
Yeah, no. There doesn't seem to be anyone in the streets around here.
I still need to make sure this bitch doesn't die, so I'm just gonna fucking take off after her.
Alright. How fast are you?
30 feet.
Alright. So, I mean, you can keep up pretty easily.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, yeah, you can't.
Just trying to yell, slow the fuck down for God's sake. It's hard to make you not dead when I can't catch up.
Alright. So she's going to continue running. And at this point, the other two make it outside of the bar and most likely spot you. Are you going to pause at all to kind of let them know what's going on? Like where she's going? Like, well, where she's gone? Or are you just going to kind of freaking point and keep running? Alright. How fast are you guys? I'm guessing normal 30 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Christ.
Yep. So, yep, you guys kind of keep up with, well, not really keep up. You make it to where he is, but you're still like 60 feet behind.
Keeping pace, not catching up.
So, yeah, she's continuing to bolt. Are you going to try and, like, are you going to, like, run 30 feet and try and yell at her, or are you just going to try and catch up to her and hope you can, like, tackle her or something like that?
Warforged still get tired after running for long distance like normal people do, right? Or at least some similar thing, in that they just can't run literally forever.
Let's find out. I think they do get tired.
I didn't see anything explaining otherwise, so I assume.
If anything, it's like they're.
I know they need rest, but I remember if it's a stuff. Constructed resilience. Don't need to eat, drink, or breathe, but yeah, they still need to rest because they have their or sorry, actually, you have 6 hours of inactive emotionless state, not 4. So yeah, they do need to rest at some point at the very least.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll just keep chasing. I'm not going to stop to try and yell, but I will just keep yelling to slow the fuck down.
Yeah, unsurprisingly, she's not super into that. And at the start of this round, she's actually going to kind of slow down a little bit and try and knock some boxes over into the street to slow you down.
Time to put the shoulder down.
Yep, go ahead and roll athletics. Because yeah, if you're just gonna shoulder down and freaking bowl through the boxes, then yeah, that's definitely freaking running over.
That's not great.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, the boxes are just enough to slow you down, so you're not able to quite catch up with her again.
Oh, has it happened? Is it time?
What? You can freaking breathe. No, we can hear you.
Okay. I couldn't hear anything, hence why I was like, has it happened? Is it time? I thought my internet had finally fucking died on me.
Yeah, we can still hear you, so...
Yeah.
Just your freaking internet and Discord being as it is.
I don't actually think it's my internet. I think it's just my Discord freaked out for a minute.
Yeah, it does that. Regardless, yeah. Unfortunately, a 10 is not enough to completely dodge the boxes, so they do slow progress.
At least you had to slow to throw them down, so that's nice.
Yep.
Small wins.
What about the other two? As you guys are going to run up to the boxes at this point, are you guys just going to pick your way through, or are you going to try and bowl your way or jump over them?
I guess I'm going to try and bowl my... Okay.
Oh, yeah, you freaking do.
Well, they're cleared.
Yeah, I think with a freaking 25, yeah, I'm not even going to need to freaking have Cord roll for that. Goddamn. You just freaking bowl through the boxes. Yep. Yeah, you just freaking shove them out of the way, basically, on your way through and form a path.
You left a trail of destruction and splinters.
Yep.
You know how to slow down for that, right?
Yeah.
Then I pull ahead.
All right. At this point, you guys are at least for if you didn't get slowed down, then yeah, you can if you want to attempt to stop her, Cord.
Okay.
Somehow, anyway. How would you like to do that?
Just fucking grab her.
Tackle.
Yeah, police
You
tackle,
know, just tackle?
baby.
Yeah.
Alright.
You know, with the good old
Remind me, how does grapple work again? Is that athletics?
It is
versus-
athletics versus athletics or acrobatics.
All right. Go ahead and roll athletics then.
Come on. Ooh, okay, that's
Pretty
Fucking
good.
heck. You know. She attempts to freaking pull away from you, like just, to try and make it so that your jump is a little short. You are not a little short. You freaking tackle right into her.
Right to the back.
Yeah, you guys end up on the ground in a short roll.
Run up and assist.
dog pile.
1 second.
We can't let her get to the end zone.
Nazarena learned that someone was shooting a crossbow bolt right at her as you hit her, so it just flies over both of you. Oh, that's lucky.
Damn, you tackled her right into the flame mine.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
All right. So yeah, as you guys well, what are you doing now that you've tackled her, Nor?
Stop resisting.
All right.
The police.
This is the police.
Not inaccurate.
Yep. So the other, I'm guessing you two just kind of jog up at that point,
Yeah.
where
I
you
mean,
guys
I'm
just
supposed
kind
to
of
be going
let.
at a decent speed in case they start to fucking escape.
Yeah, no,
but-
they're not going to escape. Not quite yet, anyway. So, well, it's mainly. Do you guys, move up to try and help Cord deal with the problem, or at least just stand near him, so that if she tries to bolt again, you can get a jump
do.
on her.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I'll be
as you
watching out
guys,
for outside threats.
yeah, it's a good thing too, because as you guys walk up, you find outside threats.
I'm gonna draw my sword and my shield.
Yep. You see a it's a good thing you were paying attention because they do attack you immediately. Which actually,
Time to get angry.
yeah, Cord and Payden, not you, Payden, the actual the character Payden. Go ahead and roll perception for me. We'll just see if they get the jump on you.
Also, I've decided, Mitchell, that I'm going to also use my. I just found out that I have a magical thing that lets me get more either damage or.
For what are you talking about?
The forge thing. Blessing of the forge.
Yeah.
I just found out about that.
What's your passive again?
My passive is 16.
Yeah, no,
But
you
you're-
literally can't fail. They rolled a 4. So yeah, you both
Very
notice
good.
it, so you don't get jumped on. Don't basically get sneak attacked. So go ahead and roll initiative.
19. There you go.
I should probably do the.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, we're doing it. We're really out here.
Yep. Why did it not?
I
There it
didn't
is.
click the
That's why.
There we go. One.
One whole initiative.
I'm here to tank the hits.
I'm also your tank that hits. You didn't see me roll a 1. It's fucking kobolds, dude!
Yeah.
I know you shouldn't have given them the bombs!
Kobolds already have bombs.
Hound. We got a dog, that's unfortunate.
No, it's a person. That's just
Wow.
their name.
They have a person named Hound, that's extra unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, they're a shifter, so.
Time to break their fucking skull.
All right. Um.
Probably actually look at what Rage does, because I've never actually used it before.
Does good things.
And it's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good.
I forgot to get monsters set up. And sorry, give me 2 seconds to find this freaking extra thing. Where?
Take as much time as you need. It gives me time to set up a rage attack because I don't have one.
I mean, it's pretty easy if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's just a +2 on damage.
Yeah. Where is this goddamn? Oh, it's probably at the bottom, isn't it?
Also, Peyton, Peyton.
Mm-hmm.
What's your hit points?
Very good.
14.
Okay.
Where? There it is.
I have 12.
Yep.
I have 11.
Yeah, they have nothing special. Okay. So let's just yoink.
Actually,
Okay.
Come on, let me keep F18. What do you have for weapons, Peyton?
A sword,
I need you to be over here.
javelins, hand axe. A sword, but I'm angry.
If you're
this
thinking
time.
of blessing something, I mean, yeah, you could have blessed it beforehand as long as you were freaking actually had didn't allow you to. I don't need that. I need the goddamn. I need the monster stats. I don't need the acolyte background. This thing. Okay, that works, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, might as well.
All right, so yeah, there are 3 kobolds. They all look more grumpy than normal. There is one that's wearing a set of kind of like semi-priestly robes that has has magic, obviously. And then a bigger humanoid that looks mostly human, except they're a lot more bestial, which you guys all recognize immediately as a creature called a shifter.
Huh.
They're a race that basically is just to kind of give you some background because all of you would know it. They're lycanthrope light.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, if you're like, I don't know, I don't even think his grandpappy. You had lycanthropy in some point during your family history, but it's not been for at least a little while.
I almost played shift once, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. All right. So. Right. They need to roll initiative. I was getting their stats for that purpose. No, we'll just do kobolds, mage, hound. Okay. I don't remember what kobolds have as their attribute bonus. Goddamn, what is it? Is it kobolds get a minus to strength and I think a bonus to dex?
I don't.
Yeah, dex goes up by 2, strength goes down by 2. It's not what I would use for freaking, player kobolds, but because their stats are awful. Normal kobolds and priestly kobold. All right, now that we got that freaking nonsense out of the way, Peyton, what's your dex?
My dex is
It's 10.
14.
Okay, so she is actually going to go first.
Bastard.
Yeah.
Wait,
So-
Mitchell.
What?
Do you mean Peyton or Peyton?
Oh, yeah, Peyton is in the freaking. Okay, it's annoying now, Theo. You're changing it.
Well, that didn't last as long as I expected it to. But it
Look,
also lasted
I'm
significantly
very,
longer than I
very-
hoped.
I'm very good. Not that good. I prefer
Yeah.
character names.
Yeah, Theo's new naming convention is in a phrase, fucking AIDS.
Simple, just switch to Norix.
I mean, that would actually be fine. Because we don't have a Norix here.
Alright, it is an Oryx. You should be able to see what I had switched it to, but
Yeah, the thing
I
hasn't
didn't
changed.
I figured
let's keep
that
going.
wouldn't last long either.
No, it's
I feel
not
like
going to
that
last.
would last 0 seconds after realization.
Yep. Add your turn back to the thing. Goddamn, really? Why are you
Okay,
taunting me?
Theo, if you want, you can be me.
Whatever. I'm going to call you Norix. That's your name.
Yeah,
Congratulations,
yeah,
Theo.
Norix.
All right. I don't know why
Congrats,
it's not changing.
Theo, you're the new Norix.
Yep. There we are. So, yeah, she is going to before you. So, yeah. She screams
still-
something about freaking, stealing my kill or something along those lines. And is going to run up and attempt to stab you with a short sword.
She's a worth of a player.
Yeah, that's
She's going to
about
run
right.
over and try and stab you, Cord. So, I am going to not count the shield for this because you're still kind of grabbing her, the Warforged.
Okay.
So, still your armor gets in the way because, that's how armor works.
Armor exists.
Well, that doesn't freaking matter. Okay.
Hmm.
So, yeah, she is going to just drive her blade right in through a chink and probably the shoulder plate from where you're standing.
She does 200 damage.
Yeah, it's a pretty light blow, though. You're able to kind of roll into the blow a little bit, so it doesn't get very deep. And it is now your turn, Theo.
Alright.
You mean Norix.
Yeah, I mean Norix. So there are five enemies. One of them is now standing next to your charge, I suppose.
At this level, I really only have one move.
Yeah. By the way, the kobolds have daggers and slings, although they all have. Well, one of them has a dagger out. The other one has. The other two have slings out. The kobold, who's like wearing robes and whatnot, has it's kind of small club. She is wearing a little more, more adventure-y stuff. Like she actually has armor, for instance. It's just leather armor and a short sword, but at least it's something. And who are you stabbing, Theo?
The one next to Nor.
Okay. The hound.
I assume that probably
Yeah.
misses.
An 11 just is ducked under. Doesn't even break, hurt her. Doesn't even hit her
Trying your
armor.
best.
Yeah.
And that's
Kobolds.
my turn.
One of them is going to run up and scream something. I'm assuming. Well, do any of you guys understand Draconic?
I do.
Nor?
Then you hear it scream something of "Back away from Master." Then it
Kill
attempts
that
to
one
stab.
first.
All right. What is your AC, Theo?
17.
I'm going to say ties go to players because that's how I always do. So it runs up and it does actually stab your armor. That's as far as it goes, though.
You hate to see it. You really
The dagger just basically, like, it tings off your armor. It doesn't even dig in. If it was flesh, it probably would have hurt. Maybe being made out of metal has its perks. The other two. Oh, right. He does probably have pack tactics. Yeah, it's fine. Yep. For that. So they are both going to whip sling stones at you, Theo. Uh, any attack roll, right? Yes. They are both.
You broke up.
Yeah, it's not showing up for me. God damn it, thing.
Oh, there we
Well.
go. One of those looks like it hits.
Yeah. Well, it's an advantage roll, so 19.
Yeah.
And yeah, the other one just freaking harmlessly bounces off your armor. Though. God damn, really? Why are you being slow? Oof. So the first one just kind of harmlessly bounces off. You know, probably your chest armor. The second one smashes right into your freaking head and leaves a pretty nasty dent. Yeah. All right, it is now your turn. Why? They've already all ignored
I
you.
want to know.
Why?
All right, I'm gonna just get mad.
All right.
What kind of action is that? Is that even an action? I don't know.
I think it's a bonus action.
It's a bonus action.
It's
Nice.
a free action. It's bonus. Okay, good.
And then
So you get angry. Who are you going to go get angry into?
let's go for. Let's see. There's near me. There's the.
There's
kobold,
one
right?
kobold near you, plus the person who's wearing the hound person.
Yeah.
And then there are 3 kobolds standing away.
How far are the 3 kobolds?
Within running range.
Within running range.
You can make it up and hit if the kobolds can move up and do it. They're within 30 feet. I'm going to say.
Yeah, I'm gonna go fucking beat the shit out of one of the peripheral kobolds. Then like being slung at.
One of the ones with slings, or the one wearing robes.
The one wearing robes. I don't like wizards.
All right.
Or casters.
Yep. Yeah, he's certainly in the middle of a. Yeah, you charge over there. I'm guessing with some sort of battle cry, or maybe just a scream.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And while he does have a spell on his lips, you definitely get to try and smash him first.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna drop the shield at this point and 2-hand the sword.
Yep, you could definitely do that. Go ahead and swing. You smash him.
And then this actually has 2 more damage on it.
All right.
So it's 10 damage.
Oof, you smash him. Do you want to hack his head off or just smash him into the freaking ground? Because he's dead either way.
I'll just take off an arm.
All right.
If he's
you
still
hack his
alive,
arm off.
yeah.
He screams while his other arm is still like kind of halfway through the motions. The magic just kind of jolts away. And yeah, he falls to the ground screaming in pain and starts bleeding out.
Making me run around in the fucking Sunday night. I don't know what actual night it is, but they say Sunday night.
Yep. All right. And finally, it's your turn, Cord. Someone just stabbed you.
Oh, bitch. So, just in case this person's going to try running again,
she seems currently terrified, so don't worry about it.
well, I'm wondering, so my idea is just to whisper in her whatever she has.
They have ears. Close enough anyway.
Yeah, I was saying maybe ear receptacle. Just that, where we have as a base.
Okay.
I don't know, will it take an action or?
No, just talking won't take an action.
Well, yeah, the thing is, I'm just trying to whisper into her, make sure that no one else hears it.
It's still a free action.
In case she tries to run away.
I mean, I guess the 2 close enough will make checks to see if they catch it. What you say?
I don't think it's gonna matter. They're not gonna last much longer.
Yeah, they both seem to. Well, I mean, it is the sounds. Nah, they don't hear you over the sounds of freaking your barbarian screaming and then hacking someone's arm off. No,
And the bloody murder from someone.
I mean
yelling as their arm gets hacked off.
maybe she heard you, but freaking it really not the person you're talking to. Maybe the shifter person, but it really doesn't seem to matter. She seems more intent on murdering her than freaking letting that happen.
Maybe there were a few syllables here and there, but
Yeah.
Just in case, insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna get up.
All right, you get up.
That's my movement, right?
Oh, it's half your movement.
Believe it or not, I'm gonna smack the. I'm at 7 HP or hit point.
The cobalt is within your reach, by the way. Or actually, no, sorry, the cobalt's not in your reach. She's close enough to Theo, but not the cobalt. Regardless. Without moving, you can't reach him. Besides, he's also a cobalt. They have a degree of lethality.
How many people around me? Just the one person, right?
Yeah. The only person who can reach to stab you if you try and cast magic at her is her, so.
Question is, do I really want to risk? Because if you hit. Whatever. I'm just gonna go heal myself.
Okay.
And, oh, there we go.
Yep.
And that's my turn.
All right. So yeah, I'm kind of curious what a forged cleric's healing magic would look like. Would it just be the same as everyone else? Just hammers. You repair yourself back.
That's not
water.
what I said. I said soothing embers.
Ah.
But that's way more funny.
Like, your wounds catch fire and seal up.
There's just a very, very tiny man who's nailing your wounds together with a hammer. Like stitching it.
Yeah, I think that's how they also explain for the dragon. It's basically, there's just flame or something.
It's only a temporary fix. You're going to need an actual contractor, but for now it'll work.
So your wound is covered in kind of ethereal flames that just kind of heal it back up.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. And we're back to the top. So she's got options. I mean, so far it doesn't seem like Theo's doing anything, and you're very clearly a magic user of some sort. So she is going to attempt to stab you again.
Oh no, the mages are being targeted.
And you're in with the shield. So.
Oh god,
Yeah,
Discord?
entirely. One second. Okay.
Oh, it's back.
Okay. Yeah, okay, yeah. That was on Discord side.
Yeah. Did we shift where we are? I was asking what your AC is with the shield. Because you're
18.
Okay, yep. So, she drives the point, but this time you're able to parry it.
I think they got the point.
Get that out of here.
How are you going to make me, bitch?
How are you talking to her?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the response.
And at that comment, she's going to roar in fury at you, and her head is going to take on more of a wolf-like form and actually grow something of a muzzle. And then she's going to attempt to freaking bite you with it. And yeah, she's definitely going to get past you this time. Yeah. This time, yeah, you try and parry her just back this time, and yeah, she just freaking bowls right through it. And once again, aims for the same place that she bit before. Although, instead of with her mouth, she did it with her sword. Luckily for you, her teeth aren't quite as sharp as her blade. And it deals exactly the same amount of damage. Yep. So, she reopens the wound that you closed moments before. And just kind of then steps back into her square, effectively.
Help the cleric!
Grins at you and with the bloodied maw. All right, Norks.
I bet that shifter's got some big guts.
I attempt to stab the shifter.
All right. Stab. Yep, that's definitely going to hit her this time.
Take 3. That's the end of my turn.
3?
Sorry, 4.
I was about to say.
Take 4 and call me in the morning.
Where? Fine, we'll do it this way. You don't need to count hit points for kobolds. They die too fast.
It's so good.
They have 5 hit points. Yeah. That kobold acolyte, by the way, he was actually much beefier than his 2 brothers.
Yeah, unfortunately, not beefy enough.
I mean, beefier means an extra 5 hit points.
Oh, so I did just enough.
Yep.
Just enough to 1D him. Nice.
Okay. So she does seem to be a little bit more vim and vigor, especially after freaking ripping out some flesh. So it doesn't look like you've quite hurt her as much as you imagined. More due to her own kind of fervor rather than because your blade didn't, or your spear didn't seem to cut quite as deeply.
Gotcha.
Just it didn't matter as much is the main thing. However, it does definitely still freaking sting. All right. Then the kobold is going to. What does the kobold do? I mean, you haven't attacked him, so he's not exactly afraid of you yet.
Stab.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna stab. He's gonna remember his pack tactics this time, though.
They're like, oh, I can actually work in conjunction with my team. And
unfortunately for him, yeah, once again, your armor is just way too thick for him to get anything done. However, he's going to attempt to do something. In this case, they're going to both pull daggers and attempt to stab you in conjunction. Why? So they're going to both attempt to stab you. The first one is going to miss, because I'm guessing your AC is better than 14.
14 AC.
Yeah. So yeah, an 8 is definitely a miss.
It was 16 until I dropped my shield.
Yep. So they both drive daggers into your flesh, and it doesn't do anything, because freaking you don't care.
I just look down with contempt.
Yep. Yeah.
You are next.
I mean, they're not very deep. It's more just surface wounds, but they do at least create some blood. More blood on them than really you, though. Speaking of which, it is your turn.
I've never had kobold before. Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking swing at one of them.
All right. You smack him. And yeah, he goes flying in several pieces.
And then just slowly turn and look at the other.
Yep. The other one definitely looks like he's looking for a way out at this point.
And I'm just going to say to him, run.
Yeah. The acolyte is still groaning and bleeding out. Cord, it's back to you again. You're missing more blood again. It seems to be on that the dog thing's maw.
Is she still focused on me?
Yep.
Not focused on anyone else.
You're the one between her and her target, so.
It's okay, I guess. Bada boom.
You just look at her. Heal. Raise middle finger.
Christ.
All right, back to the top.
Fuck you, shifter man.
He doesn't seem to have realized that this is pointless and attempts to maul you again, both with blade and maw. The blade leading, just once again, is easily deflected. This time, the maw you're ready for, and you just kind of shove her to the side.
Christ.
All right. So it is your turn again, Theo.
The forge protects.
We'll use stab.
Who are you stabbing?
Hound.
All right. Yep, that is enough to get through her. She's unfortunately for her more focused on your cleric, and she's not quite ready when you freaking follow up with the second one. This one definitely, this one definitely leaves a much larger mark than the first one. Yeah, and she definitely is kind of looking a little. You definitely see the look of maybe this wasn't the fight to get into. The kobolds.
Just the slow realization of, oh no.
The kobolds, the one that's fighting you.
Fighting's a strong term.
Just freaking he's not going to just flee in fear. He is going to disengage just on the off chance you're not quite. Your threat is, I'm going to hack you apart when you turn to flee, but he is going to disengage and run 30 feet away from you in the opposite direction. He's very clearly not coming back. The other one definitely notices that all of a sudden their numbers have been significantly reduced. However, the boss is still here, so he is going to attempt one last stab, because I have a feeling this combat isn't going to last more than one more round. He's determined. Oh, and this time he finally, after missing twice, finds a chink in your armor.
Right in the kneecap.
It probably is right in the kneecap.
He's biting your ankles.
Yep. He tinks twice against your chest plate and then moves a little lower and stabs into a piece between. And delivers a pretty sizable blow. At least enough to leave a mark.
Excitable for a kobold.
Yeah. So it is your turn. Why?
I see something covered in blood that isn't me. Let's go deal with that. Charges the hound from behind.
Yep. You definitely got the jump on her. Advantage for this.
Not great roll, though.
It's still enough to freaking get the jump on her.
Not great roll, though.
Yep. Yeah, you hack into her. Well, I don't know. Do you hack into her shoulder or?
I'm just going for the head, so yeah, the shoulder, I suppose.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you don't quite take her at the head, but one of her shoulder, like the shoulder plate of her leather armor, gets into the way. But seeing as it's only leather armor, it's not really exactly made for blocking raging barbarian longswords. So it still cuts pretty deeply into her arm. At this point, she's actually going to drop her short sword and prepare to start retreating. However, it is your turn first, Nor.
Bitch, I've been waiting for this. I'm at full health. Bring down the hammer.
And yeah, that's a hammer hit. You definitely slam into her. And that is enough to kill her if you want to, or knock her out if you wish to do so.
Oh no,
Either way, she's not escaping.
Why they're attacking?
That's what I thought. Just a bonk on the head instead of a cave-in of the skull.
Yeah, yeah. As she turns to flee, you just freaking smash her in the face with a mace, and she goes down like a sack of potatoes.
The thing is, as she's turning, I just swing the mace right into her face, and her head goes the other way.
Yep. Yeah. At this point, the final kobold is going to realize his error and bolt. Bolt as in, he's not bothering to disengage. If you wish, you can attack him.
Who can attack him?
You and Norik can. Unfortunately, your cleric is a little too far away. I mean, if you want to. He's definitely... Yeah.
Come on, 2 for 1.
Well, 6 definitely misses.
Oh, wait, the cleric. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Unfortunately for the kobold, the spear does not. And yeah, you skewer him on his way out. I mean, are you killing him, Theo, or are you going to just try and knock him out?
Ideally, I just bonk him, not skewer. But
okay. Yeah, no. Rather than a stab, you just kind of swing the spear, and just kind of knock his head. And being a cobalt, a light knock to the head is a little too much for him, and he freaking falls over in a heap.
Fulcrum action on the brain, not great.
So, yeah. At this point, the street quiets back down, except, of course, for the last dying groans of the cobalt that has his arms hacked off.
I could spare him.
I mean, he doesn't have much left. You'd have to use healing now.
Well, I'll just cast Spare the Dying.
Okay. Yeah. I'll say Spare the Dying is enough to at least keep him in the land of the living. Though he is going to bleed out. Still, just from injuries.
Okay.
So.
Well, I can't do anything about that.
Yeah. I mean, if you'd like, you can do a medicine check to make it so that he freaking stops dying outright.
I didn't take that one.
A few too many arteries are open at this point.
Yeah. Spare the Dying is giving you enough of a chance to try and do normal medicine.
Well, I mean,
if you actually did have cure, then that would do it outright. But
I'll roll a d. Okay.
That's a pretty good medicine. Freaking healthy. You're on a roll for 20s. So, yeah. You basically drag him back to the land of the living, kicking and screaming. He's definitely out, but and of course out an arm, but he's definitely alive.
Such is the way of things.
Yep. All right. So
I'm gonna go.
They are all unconscious.
Once I realize that once I come back to my senses.
Yeah. After a few more seconds, yeah, your bloodlust calms back down.
Yeah, like
let it all go. So I'm gonna be right back.
You just look down to the couple of knife wounds. You're just like, huh, interesting.
Ouch.
Did someone try and stab me with a paring knife? What the fuck?
All right.
Kitchen.
So.
Oh, I should just go fucking full Gordon Ramsay whenever I rage. These knife cuts are fucking shallow!
If I'm being honest, I was actually thinking that when you were describing freaking mad barbarian chef.
Yeah, now I'm thinking about it too. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go retrieve my plank shield at this point, I suppose.
Yeah.
You
like,
call
what the
this a
fuck did I
stab
do?
wound?
So, while those people are coming back to their senses, unless your cleric... I think you're out of healing at this point, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, you can't even bring them back. You're gonna have to just wait until
Out of healing, that
time.
means this is the perfect time. I rage and attack our cleric.
Again, both times I was at 7 HP, so I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm not taking chances.
Yep. So you're just gonna have to wait until they come back to consciousness. Do you want to tie them up in the meantime?
Let's tie them up.
Okay.
I got some rope.
It's pretty easy. They're not exactly freaking giving you any issues. So
Should probably also ask our new friend why they're being attacked by people, and also to finish explaining what they were explaining in the bar before everything went fucking pear-shaped.
Yep. So yeah, Cole kind of finally gets to her feet after lying on the ground for the fight, and gives you kind of a small warrior's bow. I apologize for calling you assassins and saying that you set me up. It's very clear that's not the case.
Yeah.
Well, that was a pretty good tackle, right?
She does kind of look at you. Odds.
I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
It was fairly decent. Yes. So, in answer to your question about kind of filling in additional details.
We're back.
Welcome back. Your capturees viewable future.
Hello?
Discord freaking God damn it.
I can hear Peyton.
Woo!
Need to move areas again.
Maybe.
Quite possibly.
Okay, let's see. Let's do server setting. Um,
Okay. Well, let's
Okay,
hope that
testing?
works.
okay, we're now in Brazil.
You know what? If Brazil has better
Moving
freaking
to Brazil
connection
always
than the
works.
freaking Eastern US or wherever the hell we were, then good enough.
Well,
So,
no, we were in Central U.S. for Peyton.
okay.
You should never be in the central U.S.
Yeah.
As somebody who's from the central U.S., this place fucking sucks.
I know. Now we're in Brazil. Much better improvement.
Yeah.
So she explains. She mostly explains about. Well, she says to explain the other two things, I need to explain about Razor first.
All right, just start wherever you need to, and I take out my detective notepad.
Yeah.
That's just a cooking notepad.
Yeah. Her voice takes on a solemn tone, and she seems to. Well, I guess probably Norix notices that it's a sad thing. Since you both aren't freaking Warforged, it's a little harder to tell. After a while, you get that she's sad, but you know, it's a robot. It's kind of hard to tell if you're not also a robot or used to dealing with them.
I insight that.
Yes, she's actually legitimately sad.
Oh yes, I know that. I once felt that when I overcooked my chicken.
Yeah. So she tells you that, well, I served in the Siren military during the last war, along with Razor. It's where I lost my arm. Where most Warforged lost pieces. She does kind of look at you, Norix, at that, since I'm guessing you're not missing any pieces. You're probably pretty shiny
Not yet.
in comparison. Yeah.
It's
Well,
okay.
you have a
he's,
naked fucking head.
Yeah. When, of course, the war ended, like many other Warforged, we had trouble finding places to fit in. Especially here in Sharn, me and Razor were had quite a bit of trouble finding things to do to make money. Especially due to many of these businesses not exactly open to taking Warforged in as workers.
Ah, it's like with the Irish.
Yep.
The what? Oh, no, continue.
Yep. So, of course, we're kind of desperate. But about a month ago, Razor told me that she had a job working on a long-term mission, a secret mission for the person that I told you was kidnapped, the Alden Diorn, or
Yep.
Diorin, scion of the Dragonmarked House. And apparently other Warforged were also hired. From what I understand, it was just a job of physical labor or something. And she just kind of, holds up her one hand. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to carry things when you only have one arm.
Fair enough.
So, Razor was nice enough to try and help me save money to get a new one. Unfortunately, the work was pretty hard from what I understood, since Razor always came back injured or rather out of it. But I didn't really understand why until, well, she told me right before she died. It was, well, more dangerous than originally told. And she was planning on leaving, but it didn't work out. If you need to know more, I would suggest going and talking to Alden.
Hey.
Well, how about you come with us to talk to Alden?
Where is Walden?
Welcome to the party.
She just kind of looks at you and with a
wait.
The same look of freaking. Are you crazy?
Okay, yes, I am. I misspoke. I thought you was talking about the our person who's hired us.
No, the person who hired you is a different person, Sergeant Vilroy.
Also, that's just for interest sake. How much would a new arm cost thereabouts?
I don't know off the top of my head.
5 copper.
Not 5 copper.
That sounds unlikely.
Let's find out. Do they have an equipment page for Warforged? 275. I mean, it's a magical item, apparently. So, at least that's my bet. As Warforged being Warforged. I don't know. I would guess it's probably at least hundreds of gold, if not more. Expensive enough that you'd have to save up quite a bit. Oh, there it is. Prosthetic limb. Yeah, so it'd probably be at least 100 or so gold pieces.
All right. No further questions, Your Honor.
Yeah. So she tells, she thanks you for saving her and all, but leaving Starn. It's too dangerous.
I'm pretty sure we have someone who wants to talk to her, right? Or was it just to protect her? Like the Sergeant Vilroy. Didn't she want to talk to her or no?
Well, I think she wanted us to make sure she was legit, right?
Okay, well, first it was make sure she's legit and also make sure that she is alive.
Mm-hmm.
Or that she stays alive. That was her main concern. I'm wondering, does she want to talk to her or...
I mean, I think that she'd probably just follow the same thing that you guys would do.
Which is?
Go talk to Alden Dioran.
Okay, so she doesn't actually want her alive then?
Alright, let's go talk with... Fucking crazy. Well, let's go talk with Alden.
It's a nice bonus, but no, she doesn't need to meet her alive right now.
Okay.
That doesn't mean kill her.
I'm happy we saved you. Die.
Stomps on the neck. Oh, unfortunate.
Well, first of all, I'm guessing you guys are going to wait until the people who attempted to freaking murder you wakes up first.
Yeah.
Sure.
Probably
All
do
right.
that.
Let's take it to a nice dark alley.
Yeah. I got a hand axe. That's pretty
There happens to be a nice dark alley right next door. So.
I have a hand axe and a rage left. So.
Yep, it's pretty easy to just drag him in. So,
what do you think kobold tastes like?
Probably a little bit like tiny dragon.
Probably really stringy.
Something like lizard.
Probably like chicken.
Probably.
Maybe. I can't feel like they'd
like
be really
lamb.
stringy though because they're wiry. Why lamb?
I don't know, they just strike me as a lamb-like creature.
I would guess they probably taste something like lizards do. So,
all right, time to add another weird thing to my Google search. What do lizards taste like?
By the way, as a note, alligator does taste really stringy. I don't care for it because it's basically mostly fat. Anyway,
it tastes like chicken because the flesh is grainy and the fat is fairly bland.
Yep.
Larger ones tend to taste like beef because the flavor of the fat and texture is more stringy than grainy.
Interesting. So, the Acolyte doesn't wake up yet, mostly because his arm is missing, and he's basically clinging to life by his freaking bare claw.
Did I do that?
The other kobold finally kind of wakes up a little bit before the wolf woman.
Hi, how you doing?
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's not especially useful due to being freaking terrified.
If you don't fucking give us some information right now, I'm gonna fucking slap the shit out of you.
You have my
and I slap
he basically it doesn't take very much to intimidate a kobold. But he basically swears up and down that Hound will tell you everything when she wakes up.
Well, if she doesn't, then you're gonna really regret saying that.
Yeah, and a few moments, about half a minute later or so, she does come to as well. She's not exactly happy about being tied up, but she's happy that you didn't kill her. So,
Hey, how you doing?
no. So she does the fairly normal thing of I'm not going to tell you shit. Do you want to make it so that she does by the good old threaten?
Yeah, I'll just draw a sword and be like, well, if you aren't gonna tell us shit, then.
What's the punishment for attacking a police officer?
I would guess it's pretty steep.
Yeah, we are technically police officers, huh?
No. So
I declare the punishment
you
to
guys-
be death.
I think you guys have enough behind you to get an advantage for that intimidation roll.
You want to go home or do you want to go to jail?
Nah, they're going to hell.
So who's
home?
leading this? I'm guessing it's why.
Barbarian. They have,
And for this, because freaking intimidation I don't fully understand is always charisma, I'm going to allow you to use strength to this just because.
Oh, fuck
It makes
yeah,
sense for
dude.
freaking barbarian.
So for that, instead of rolling, I actually have proficiency in intimidation too. So I'm gonna just roll my athletics because it'd be the same bonus.
All right. So
He said,
go ahead and roll it with advantage. Yep. Yeah, 22 is pretty terrifying. So yeah, with the threat of, I'll freaking hack you up and kill you here. Also, by the way, you assaulted freaking Skarn Watch officers. Yeah, her face definitely gets a little more pale.
I've always wondered
very
what shifter
quickly
tastes like.
Yeah, she very quickly spits out a couple of interesting nuggets of information. In particular, the group that they work for, a person known as Dask, which is a criminal organization in Sharn. And their specific reasoning for attempting to kill Cole was sent to them by a letter by a Dask named Gara. Unfortunately, the letter has been destroyed, so you can't see it itself. And that's basically all you get out of her. That's actually useful.
Name? What was the name?
Dask is the
No, the
organization. Gara is the lieutenant.
Gara.
Dask, by the way, is Daask.
Ooh, I was so close to spelling it right.
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, it's pretty obvious that they don't know how to actually contact the lieutenant themselves. They're just, they got sent a letter. So they don't know who who sent it is, who sent it what they look like, who they are exactly, other than by name.
God, why were those investigators when we're so shit at it?
You guys are doing pretty well so far.
Yeah, so far all we've had to do is find someone and then beat some people up.
Yeah, it's fine.
To be fair, that someone was pretty fast, and those people were a fair number.
Yeah, they weren't exactly good though.
They dealt a decent amount of damage.
This is 5e.
That's fair.
They killed Nora twice.
no, they didn't.
They would have had you not healed. So
That's why I healed.
I didn't take any damage during that fight, and I killed two combatants and some other
if you
one.
guys would like, you can roll a history check to try and remember something about Dask.
Yeah, sure, why not? I'm very history oriented. Let me just pull out my original Dask cookbook.
Yeah, Norix doesn't know anything. In fact, this is the first you've ever heard of Dask.
Yeah, let me pull out my Dask cuisine cookbook and see if that's going to help us here.
There we go.
All right. The other two of you actually do remember enough that Dask is mostly based on, or at least most of their members are based out of immigrants of a place called Drome, as well as some of the local population from this area and the lower wards of Skarn. Drome, just as kind of a heads up, is a nation of monsters. No one recognizes it as a nation, though. It's fairly new. Like, I think the last few years, if I remember correctly, it's formed. It's run by apparently a trio of witches. Or sorry, not witches, hags.
Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah. Hags, by the way, are a little different in Eberron. They used to rule the world a very, very long time ago with demons. And then dragons basically showed up and said, freaking get off our lawn. Killed all the demons. Basically threw them out of power. Hags, a lot of them died. They basically became household legends. And then kind of appeared again when Drome appeared as legitimately creatures.
Well, how would you feel if dragons showed up and tried to take your land? What would be their land then?
Yeah, unsurprisingly, dragons are big and scary and do what they want. So you guys need to go and talk to House Orion. And since, once again, you guys have lived in Sharn, you know well enough that if you need to talk to a house member, most of them live in a section called Terminus.
All right.
That's basically where all the house enclaves are.
So isn't it the middle of the night also?
Yeah. I mean, middle of the night. It's like 8.
So do you think we should rest before we do that, team, or
Maybe.
we just going balls to the wall?
It would be wise.
Just go up to a house.
Go. I haven't lost shit.
They're being shady, right?
Apparently, it requires physical labor that is... So...
They're not being not shady.
Let's just say, if you're a part of a house and shady things are happening, you're probably doing shady things because all the houses are doing shady things. It's just kind of how they are.
I love the drow.
Yep.
I hate the drow.
Well, don't worry, the drow aren't really here.
Good.
They live with
the House
giants.
of Shadows. Oddly enough, they exclusively run legitimate businesses.
Wouldn't that be fucking amazing?
I mean, they half do legitimate businesses. The House of Shadow both does performers and assassins. So, it's an interesting business.
Performers and assassins. Which one are you gonna get? Either you're gonna have a party or you're gonna have a party.
Yeah, you guys vaguely know where House Orion, like one of their enclaves, would be, but you're not sure exactly where. So, do you guys want to go and rest before you continue, or are you guys just going to go up to Terminus and freaking
rest,
figure out what the hell is going on?
I should just maybe seeing as again, I have no spells.
No spells, yeah.
I'm going to Terminus, baby. No, if they want to rest, I'm fine with the rest.
Yep.
I can probably fucking solo. I'm doing fine. I have full health and 1 rage left. And
to be fair,
mad.
it's on the way. So you guys head up to Galand Hall in Middledura, and it's not a freaking 5-star tavern inn, but it's a tavern inn. It's not a freaking piece of junk. So
nice.
Yeah, you guys get dinner, and find
how good is dinner? What is the dinner? I don't care what the dinner is.
No.
It's about average quality, made out of average ingredients.
Right back.
Just like North.
I could do better with this, better than this with fucking everyday rations. In fact, I do better than this with everyday rations. Give me your kitchen for a minute.
You just take over their kitchen for the time. Make the meal.
Unfortunately, I actually couldn't get cooking tools. Which
freaking you can have them.
Yeah,
you are now proficient in cooking tools.
Worth it.
Because I say so. You also have cooking tools because I say so.
Hell yeah! Well, I can literally beat someone to death with a pan now.
All right, I'm actually going to be right back for a moment. I just need to grab something.
I can make stuff.
And that's how you get free proficiency. Oh, God. I will also be right back because I have to run to the bathroom. I want to get something to drink.
I have returned. Doesn't seem
I'm
like
back.
Ah, I just got back as well.
I'm
guessing.
the barbarian.
Right. I actually almost had that in a book that I read a while back.
Huh.
An orc that built a bar. A half orc that built a bar. And so they
Nice.
accidentally killed a bunch of adventurers. And then had to, well, be those adventurers so that the freaking insane king doesn't come and murder them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Well, he's the type of king that when he sends out a freaking missive for adventurers to come, if you don't come, he sends out people to murder you.
He sends out people to deliver the message more intimately.
Yep. So, if I remember correctly, the group had, what was it? It was a rogue, a barbarian, a wizard, and a paladin, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And so, of course, guard tries to be the paladin, but as he used to leather armor and not plate, he's not very the what is it? I can't remember who the heck the an old like basically big bad guy who of course played.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
The barbarian and the last person who I think is like the village daughter who doesn't really want to play the role of freaking wizard. Get it up. So the half orc. So the person who's the rogue becomes the paladin, the town guard becomes the rogue, and she becomes the barbarian. A very person who's just sick of being protected by else.
Okay.
Actually, really. Are we all back at this point?
I believe so.
I believe so.
Yep. What did I place?
Show. What is it?
I'm trying to wonder where I placed the. Oh, it's over there. Oh, I think there's traits for Forge. Turns out I can actually cast a magic weapon spell as a trait.
Excellent.
Weapon plus one.
Well, let me see. Oh, I'm gonna go look it up. It's the magic weapon spell.
Regardless, you guys have a nice restful night, or restful of your Warforged, and are back.
Also, real quick question: Is Mitchell
Wander
cutting
around?
up anyone
Cutting
else,
out.
or no?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
I'm actually able to understand a sizable portion of it, though.
I was able to understand the implication of we
Yeah.
rested and that I had my rest equivalent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is a neat little thing I can do.
Hmm.
Apparently, I know magic weapon as a trait,
Yeah.
so I can just add a +1 to bonus attack and attack roll, whoever I deem fit. Welcome back, Mitchell.
Instead of fixing the problem, I just removed Mitchell entirely. He cannot be heard.
Hmm. You hate to see it. You can only see it, though, because you sure as fuck can't hear it, huh?
Nope. What's this?
Do you think it's because Brazil doesn't like Mitchell?
I don't know.
Oh, I can't hear any of you.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, we can hear you, though.
God damn, okay. It just came back. Discord must be freaking having a heart attack because freaking everyone is on right now. Or something.
Yeah, turns out it's a Saturday at fucking 9:30 p.m. Probably
Yeah.
a couple of users.
Yeah, there might be a few. Yeah. In just Canada Town and the one other server, which is like commonly has a whole bunch of people in it, I can see there are 14 plus 3 people streaming in there. So 17. And so 21 people plus us. There's 3 servers, 2 of which are really small.
I mean, hey, the Risk of Rain server that has like around 69 plus people.
Those are the ones that are. Regard. When did I cut out? Because I have no idea when I cut out.
The last mildly comprehensible thing was you saying we
took
slept.
The rest equivalent. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yes. You guys rest. Yay.
Woo!
You guys
We're not dead
vaguely know
yet.
where the person's house is, but you don't know exactly where. So, how are you
Let's
guys
go.
dealing with that problem?
Same way I deal with every problem. Ask. Ask around and keep asking until we fucking find the answer.
So, where are you at?
Fucking go to the general area and start asking guards or people who are walking around.
Okay.
And
As
eventually,
a reminder, you do have people who are part of the houses to remember that sort of thing, should they think a
Okay, I
little
used my
about
big
it.
brain.
All right.
Do it.
House. Let me remind myself. What is House Orion?
House
Which
Orion, man.
is
I have no idea what the Dragon House of Maker. Oh, it's
Kenneth.
House Kenneth.
Yeah. Do they have, as part of the dragon marks, what the house name is? They do. Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a human house. They are the dragon mark of passage. So House Orion deals in land transportation, which would be something you guys would remember. Especially those of you that are part of a house. You'd remember what another house would be doing. Especially because you probably work with them.
Oh yeah, here. Literally for the House of the Maker. Orion may have driven the lightning trail or lightning rails, but it's Kenneth who built the cars and laid the stone that it travels
So
on.
you actually you would know at least where House Terminus or the terminus would be. So yeah, you were able to quickly go up there in the first few, the wee hours of the morning. And after asking a few people, eventually you get pointed towards a place called the Mithril Tower, which is a specific district in the area.
Okay.
It's not like the top tier, but it's getting there. Like Terminus is all where the nice noble houses are, and this is pretty high up there, but it's not like the freaking stupidly huge mansions that no one can deal with all the rooms.
Yeah, it's like that guy who who owns a few businesses and stuff like that. He has a nice large.
Yep.
By that I mean like a bit of a mansion.
Yeah. So the Mithril Tower, you guys would know this, is Sharn's most desirable downtown residential district in the Upper Central Plateau, and is occupied by some of the city's wealthiest citizens. When the characters, you don't need to hear that. So many of the grand homes in Mithril Tower. I was just reading and freaking had to stop myself from continuing. So many of the grand homes in Mithril Tower are true to the district's name, boasting mithril filigree. The Sharn Watch seem to be everywhere in this neighborhood, full of busy scions climbing into sky coaches, hosting opulent parties, and showing off their latest purchases at all hours of the day. Unicorn Estate has a grand unicorn statue and a unicorn-shaped topiaries adorned with the yard beyond an open iron wrought gate. Flanking this gate are two guards in House Orion livery? I think it's livery. Each wears a beautiful helm shaped like the head of a unicorn, which sounds like a freaking awful helmet. The magnificent marble home... Sorry, that's an extra comment. The magnificent marble home is clearly owned by one of the city's wealthiest dragon-marked families. Seated on the patio couch are two figures engaged in quiet conversation. A haggard man in his late 30s and attentive Klashtar. Klashtar are the humans that have weird positive energy ghosts in them.
Gotcha.
By the way, fun fact, they didn't used to all be positive energy ghosts. They used to just be ghosts. Some of them could be assholes. Now they freaking locked the assholes out behind the bad guy gate. You're no longer allowed to have them. So, who holds a rose-colored crystal in his hands. Two more guards dressed like the ones at the gate stand nearby. So, and it just so happens that the gates to the estate are open.
So I'm gonna be entirely honest. I heard very little what happened because my parents just came home, but I don't need to hear any of it. I'll pick it up as we go.
Basically, you're in fancy land. There's lots of fancy houses and people's being rich. You found the guy's house. There are guards standing outside. You can see them from the gate. It's open.
Cool. Let's go.
Yeah, that's the cut and dry part.
All right. Good.
Yeah,
so
that's
did
part
we,
I like.
ever discuss how we were going to get inside, or did we just figure we'd wing it?
I mean, we've got a missive.
All right.
I mean, what is your plan? Stab a noble to death in his front lawn? Because that's probably going to have issues.
I mean,
No,
I'm
it's
playing
large
standing in his back study, but you know.
So,
I mean, the rate of enforcement should let us in, right?
I mean, yeah, if you're coming as a member of the Sharn Watch to ask questions about what's going on,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's exactly what we're doing.
yeah. So, yep, there are 2 guards standing outside. The gate's open, so you can just walk in. It looks like.
So who's
Do the
I realize this is not the time to be asking these questions, but I'm asking them anyway. Who is the person who died working?
Razor, Cole's
Razor.
acquaintance,
And-
lover, friend, whatever the heck they are. Someone that's important to Cole.
Robo comrade.
Yeah.
Comrade.
I mean, they might be a comrade, but I don't think they comb very many things, seeing as they're called Razor.
Yeah.
They're more of the cutting part. Anyway. So, yep. You guys make it up to the gate, and unsurprisingly, the guards stop you and request your business.
we're here to ask.
Alden Diorian.
Yeah, Alden Diorian. A number of questions about recent business dealings of his, or not business dealings. Work, I suppose.
All right. Yep. The 2 guards kind of, give you the fairly standard keep your arms to yourself, and we'll be watching you. But they do, step out of the way and let you walk in.
I will boil you alive. All right, let's go.
What does unicorn taste like?
What does unicorn taste like? Never had it.
These guys are real unicorns, so they're just like people.
Either way, onwards and upwards.
Alright. Excuse me.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Yep.
My Discord stopped working for a second,
Yeah, it seems to be doing that tonight.
but it's fine. It's probably for the best with what I said.
Yep. So, you guys step through the gates and start walking up to the guy. At least I'm guessing that's what you're doing. You're not just wandering around the lawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just gonna step into
I don't know.
grass.
It seems like a pretty nice
Yeah.
lawn.
Is it a nice lawn?
Of course. It's a lawn
Fucking
of
better
milk.
be. It better be. I'm telling the fucking the house association, homeowners association. That's what it is.
Association. This
So I was
lawn
going to
is
say
icky.
the neighborhood watch, but I'm like, no, that's wrong. It's not the neighborhood watch.
In particular, Peyton, if you didn't catch any of the description,
It's fine.
yeah.
Just keep going. Well, I'll figure it out as I go.
Yeah. Alden is a haggard man in his late 30s, and there is a Klashtar, which is basically a ghost person who is holding a rose-colored crystal. So, as you guys kind of walk across, I guess probably the path up to the thing, all of a sudden there is, like, directly above you, the sound of loud braying that seems to make it very obvious where you are. And as you look up, there is an illusion of a unicorn that's just kind of starting to fade.
What?
The fuck?
Yep.
Why?
Do I know why that might have happened, or is it just
Magic, you guess.
oh okay?
Probably of the illusion kind.
Wow, no shit, huh?
I mean, if you'd like to cast Detect Magic, you can try and figure out why you have a unicorn that just appeared above your head.
I don't understand magic. I tried to javelin it.
I don't have detect magic.
Arcana.
What is it?
Can I ask roll Arcana?
Sure. Yeah, you can roll Arcana, at least to take a jab at it.
Okay, and
More
I
than
get
it's
a
magic and probably illusionary. All right. You'd think it's probably something to do with the property. Yeah, especially with the 21. As most likely you have been on other properties of nobility. They like to have their magical defenses. This one seems to be basically a F freaking trying to sneak around.
Okay.
Yeah, because the unicorn does seem to be following you, even if it's not fully formed, and constantly making noise. Like you kind of see like its horn just kind of floating above your head at approximately a horse's height.
Okay, god damn it.
Regardless,
Well,
after the braying, the two people sitting on the haggard man sitting on the porch and I guess they are both sitting down. Regardless, they're the two people sitting on the porch look over to you, and their conversation seems to pause as they wait for you to fully approach.
Oh no, continue. Don't stop on our behalf.
Yeah, the man holding the rose-colored crystal. I don't know if you guys would know. I know you wouldn't know it offhand. Why? I don't know if the other two would, though.
No, I'm a font of knowledge.
Since you're a magic user, Theo, I'm going to give it because it's, I think, a common enough piece that they are. I'm just trying to get like the actual name so I can make sure I tell you correctly.
Main correct us for suckers.
Its technical name is a magic orb.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a spell shard. Yeah, they're common magic items. So, it's basically a data slate except the magical version.
I hate data slates.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's data slate if only you can read it. But
I mean, as long as your data slate's password protected, yeah.
I mean, it's like you can only read it if you're looking at it in a certain way, because you have to actually be like thinking about seeing it, or else you can't tell that it's there.
As in, like, if we looked at it,
Unless you're holding it, it doesn't matter. It basically it tells you what it is in your head. So unless you can read minds while someone's reading it, which would be a massive waste of spell, you can't read it while someone else is. You'd have to be holding it. Alden looks the part of a noble. He is very obviously a man of the high class. However, at least he seems to be, a little bit more decent. He's not one of the freaking turns his nose up at the common folk type of people. At least not on first glance. He does seem to be, yeah, he at least gives you guys like a smile and kind of waves you onto the patio.
All right.
Onto the patio we go.
Yeah. So
Once more onto the patio.
And he seems very tired. Like, he's trying to hide it, but he definitely looks exhausted for some reason.
Why so tired, champ?
So...
have you been working Warforged to death?
Is that why you're so tired, huh, motherfucker?
Is that literally what you're saying? So
grab him by the fucking collar and you start shaking him. Where are the Warforged? What are they doing? Why are they dying?
Yeah. So while he does invite you up onto the porch, he definitely is. Look of this conversation is short.
Hmm? Hello?
Oh, freaking heck. We can hear you.
Oh, hi.
When did it cut out for you?
You cut. It was like look of something. Conversation is short.
I'm pretty sure it was, yeah.
Yeah. He has the look of someone who's kind of wants to get this over with.
Mm-hmm.
So do you ask your question then? Why so tired?
Yeah, why so tired?
Yeah, he just kind of
can
whipped
kind
it
of
off.
guess the.
He's busy.
You say he's been busy? I want to insight that.
Literally
God,
about to
he's
do
not
I'm
been
gonna give
busy.
it to you. He's busy. He's been busy.
He's telling the truth, guys.
I don't trust it.
Well, I do.
Time to activate the Z maneuver. This man's a liar.
It's
And everything
okay.
he says is a lie.
So what's your name?
What's your name? That's what you're opening with. He introduces himself.
I know, but what's his real name?
His real name is Alden Diorn.
I'm not sure I believe that.
Damn.
I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, the other man introduces himself as well as as Alden's assistant, or as he says, Diorn's assistant, Vishtai.
Like I said, show.
Show. Yeah. I mean, at the moment he seems to be being nice, but
Should we just ask?
that depends on how many questions you ask. It seems.
Should we just ask him about the work? Like, not like, hey, why have you been killing these people? Just like, hey.
No, we should ask them, hey, why are you hiring so many Warforged recently? Like,
or even just like, what are all the Warforged you're hiring working on or something? Or where are they working?
Yeah, it would work.
Well,
I think we should
with something.
ask what all of the people you've been hiring recently, what they're working on and where it is would probably be the thing to start with. Let's not come out of the gate with why the fuck did you kill Razor?
Where's the body?
Did you intentionally murder him, or was it an accident?
Are you smelting them down for cheap material?
Cheap material.
Oh, you see, Mitchell, and a daddy.
But what is the exact question you guys are asking? Because you just asked like 3 in a row without letting him respond.
That was us as players. We're trying to figure out what we should be asking him first.
Mm-hmm.
I think what we should ask is either what are they being hired to work on, or where it is. I think those would work.
Probably what first? Because where it is, that's...
Yeah.
So what are you working on? Is the
where are all the Warforged you've been hiring recently? What are they working on specifically? What are they doing?
Yeah. He kind of looks at you. Unfortunately, that is house business, so I can't deal with outsiders quite so casually.
Where do we go from here, boys?
Alright, thanks for your time. We'll see you later.
We'll be back with a warrant.
You're holding a warrant.
Oh yeah. I'm going to take out the warrant.
How about
need to know.
How about have you been hiring Warforged?
We know he has been. We don't need to ask.
We know he has been, but is he going to try?
That's fair.
I mean, he apparently just did because he said that's house business. So
okay, there we go.
Talking about, he was going. No, you can't tell you that. Take out the warrant. We have need to know.
Yeah, he takes a look at the warrant and his eyes just kind of, his eyes kind of grow a little wider, and he seems to kind of. I'm trying to think of a word for it. I mean, it has a description. It has a description here, but it's a one-word description. I don't like it. So you just kind of see his hands kind of twitch before he all of a sudden just kind of curls up a little bit and puts his hands over his face and just kind of lets out a strangled scream. He just kind of starts.
Jeez, I'm sorry.
When I hear that, I'm going to get ready to fight because that does not sound like something a normal person should be doing. I'm ready to defend myself. Fuck that.
Yep. So he just starts kind of muttering something to himself, but it does grow loud enough. He takes his head out of his hands. I just want to rescue my son. But what can I do? What can I do? If I do anything, then my dear Calden could be killed.
Listen, we are professionals.
I don't like the man.
No. we are technically professionals. We're being paid for this. That means we're professionals. we're being paid for a service. We are professionals.
So, no, I think that just makes us contract workers.
Shut up. What's the definition of professional, actually? Professional definition. Referring or connecting to a profession. Engaged in a specific activity as one's main paid occupation rather than as a pastime. We are professionals.
Yep.
No, I still think
shut up. We're professionals. If you tell us what is happening, then it is possible that we can help you.
So he just kind of continues softly sobbing, but you're able to claw a little more out
Let's
of
get
him.
one good slap to snap him out of it.
You step forward to slap, and you hear the guard's metal clink.
That is not an actual thing. Jesus.
Yep.
Be very funny though.
Yeah. And get to go look up guard stats to see how long this combat lasts. So, not very long, if I recall how tough guards are. So,
guards are pretty like fucking D tier.
I mean, they're D tier, but you guys are E tier because you're first level characters.
First level characters might be able to be guards, actually. It really depends on how well either side rolls.
But regardless, he chokes out a little more. Calden was abducted about a month ago. I was just tucking him in, and then I checked back in the morning for him. He was gone. With a damn note in its place.
What did the note say?
It said to meet up with this brute, a half ogre. She was hulking monster.
Oh, fucking ogres are in a mess. Oh god, why?
Half ogre, not full ogre.
How bad are ogres in this? Because the only real experience I've had with ogres is in Pathfinder. And fighting ogres in Pathfinder, you want to be like 6th, 7th level to do that shit.
I mean, half ogres aren't as tough as their full ogre brethren. So, I mean, they're tough, but not impossible for first levels to kill. It's not like a troll.
Okay, winnable.
Yeah.
You can probably kill trolls
like,
first level. Enough oil.
I think. Well, let me check. Full ogre for 50. What is their CR? Yeah, full ogre's only challenge rating 2.
Oh, that's actually not bad at all.
Yeah. They're mostly hit points.
Very different ogres.
You know, I'm knowing 3.5 ogres are actually a threat, but anyway.
Pepe hands.
Yeah. He explains kind of through sobbing breaths that the ogre demanded that he give her expendable labor so that she could transport goods and expendable labor and easy transport of labor and goods. And as long as he worked with her, then his son would be returned unharmed once the business was over.
All right.
And of course, with the promise of if he backed out, then bad things would happen.
And where is this
In
bitch?
particular, he says that, at least what she said, was that she would visit horrors on Caden that would make the mockery sick. Which is not a good thing, since you don't really want to make God sick.
I don't like people who
At
threaten.
that point, basically after he spits that last kind of piece of information out, he just entirely breaks down and then just stands up and staggers back into the house. Though, thankfully, it seems that his assistant is not quite as emotional about the whole ordeal. So, while he kind of gets up to stand in the way, he does tell you that he is more than willing to kind of help you out and answer any further questions.
We should probably find out who the person is, where they are. We should also probably inform the sergeant about all of this before we get ourselves killed and have no links to what actually happened to us.
Yep. As he's kind of like standing up to kind of stand in your guys' way so you don't follow Alden, obviously, all of a sudden a voice kind of appears in your head. I have no doubt that Caden will die, regardless of Alden's actions. Please, save Caden and return him to his best. And you see how broken the man is. Left 5 buildings north of this estate. Look for the Medusa inside. Make sure you're alone. This lift will take you down to the dig site, and hopefully, Caden, blah, Caden. I don't know where the hell the L keeps sneaking in. It's Caden.
Caden.
So, I mean, he starts to kind of step away at that point.
All right, so I did miss part of that, but effectively, he told us to go to a certain area alone, and then there will be a elevator that will take us down to the dig site, right?
Yep.
All right, yeah, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, in particular, you need to
actually-
look for a Medusa inside, is what he tells me.
I will ask him if he knows how many fucking bad guys there will be.
Unfortunately, he does not.
Okay.
He kind of gives you that they didn't, they basically sent them the labor and they made sure that everything went smoothly, but they didn't really see the dig site for themselves too much.
All right. Well, we're gonna go inform a contact that we have with the guard before we go, in case that we all fucking die horribly. And we'll get this all cleared up by tonight.
Yeah. He just kind of nods curtly and turns and follows Alden back into the house.
Let's go inform the sergeant, and then let's all go die heroically.
Yeah. The 2 guards, by the way, troop past you guys as you step off the porch. So you follow faster back into the house. So are you guys headed to try and find your
yeah, I think we should probably find the sergeant first, and then go to the Medusa.
I'm guessing we're going to go talk to the sergeant to let her know what's up, and then go and figure out where the Medusa is.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So you die.
Yeah. So you guys go a little bit out of your way and are able to connect back up with her.
Yeah.
Let her know at least the basics of what's going on, I guess.
Yeah, give them the rundown.
Okay.
I mean, we learned it all in like 10 minutes. We can probably transmit everything important over in 5.
Yeah. So stuff's happening. It's happening down in this area.
Yep.
All right. So then you head back over to the area where the lift is supposedly.
Yep.
All right. So, yeah, you follow his directions. You go back to the house and then walk 5 buildings north, and you indeed. You find a lift.
Nice. Let's go down the lift.
Should I grab a shovel so I look like I'm, labor?
If I'm honest, I'm pretty sure with us going down with you, I'm not sure how much a disguise is really going to be worth it.
Yeah, I have a weird
Unless, of
feeling
course,
that
you want to
a
paint
shovel is
us.
going to be a little more offensively used.
Yeah, unless, of course, you want
Labor.
to paint us silver or gray, so that way we also look kind of like Warforged at a distance.
No, you're
Beep
my
boop.
escorts.
You look like freaking robots.
Okay, now what if can I just use the blessing of the forge to make us into Forge 4?
What are you trying to do with the blessing of the forge?
Just make us into Warforge.
That's
No.
not.
Can you guys just make new characters that are Warforged?
No.
We need more Warforged.
I have
Leave.
an
I
idea.
have a friend.
Alright. I'll call up one of my friends. Alright, what are the Warforged traits?
No.
I don't need a second character sheet. This will be fine.
So.
I just scribble onto my character sheet next to human Warforged.
Okay. So. Sorry, I'm just trying to fully understand what exactly is going on.
It's fine. We don't either.
They have it very strangely set up here. Okay, good. Sorry, I was looking for they have the basic description of what this thing is, and then I didn't see like a check that's required or anything. I'm like, that looks like it needs a check. So where is the DC for it? Regardless, yeah, you guys find the lift, and the doors are closed, but there's a little button you can push.
I should have bought a crowbar while we were out.
And a shield that won't burn.
Yeah, and a shield. And an actual shield, huh?
Yep. Now that you have 25 gold hanging around in your pocket, plus whatever you came with. By the way, Theo, you remember you have 25 gold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I now have 33 gold and 4 copper pieces.
Yeah.
God, I really
I
feel
have
like
40.
I should go get those two things before we do this.
What pack did you start with?
Me?
Yeah.
Explorers.
An Explorers doesn't have a crowbar, I would take it.
Nope. I believe the one that has a crowbar is the like rogue one.
Does the Dungeoneering one not have it?
I don't think it does. No, it does. That comes with the crowbar.
I guess that.
And the burglars also comes with a crowbar.
I was very smart and grabbed the priest pack.
I only had one pack I could choose. So
Yeah. And what about our Artificer? Which one did you choose? Or did you not get a choice?
I did not get a choice. I got, I think, the Dungeoneers pack.
No. So you guys already have a crowbar between you if you want to borrow.
No.
it's not the same. I mean, I'm sure.
Own crowbar.
Borrowing and I'm not giving.
Yeah, I'm gonna go run and buy an actual shield and crowbar. I'm sure it can't take me that long. It's not like we're on the fucking tightest time limit at this point.
No.
Someone's life is at risk.
I mean, it's going to take you like...
someone's
people
life
are
is-
dying.
Someone's life has been at risk for a while. I don't fucking care. And people have been dying for a while, and they'll keep dying after. That's their fucking problem. They shouldn't have gotten into this situation.
Yeah, but you're going to need to take an
Mitchell
extra
just
hour or
agrees
so.
with that.
Yeah.
Yep, the extra hour, it's too much. Everyone dies.
I don't care about everyone. I care about my fucking crowbar.
Yeah.
If I can't brain someone with a crowbar, then what has this all been worth? What
We're
have we
gonna
been
get
doing this
there,
for?
and they're all gonna be in chains, and we won't have a crowbar to pull the chains out of the wall, and it'll all just be for naught anyway. So
Yeah.
Regardless, after about an
you're
hour
right.
of
Chains. I
crawling
need bolt
around,
cutters.
You were able to find a shield for normal market prices and a crowbar for normal market prices.
How much can I sell this scrap wood for?
It's worthless and no one wants it.
I can't even sell this firewood.
I mean, you can if you want like 5 copper.
It's better than the I'll keep it. I can throw it at someone.
So, yep. So, about an hour later, you guys reconvene at the elevator again.
Hey guys, I got my crowbar.
Yep. It's a new shiny shield and a crowbar in tow.
This shield is not shiny. I need to not reflect light. That way it'll be shinier by comparison when it's coated in the enemy's blood. A higher contrast, so to speak.
So, you're once again standing in front of the elevator. Who wants to hit the button?
Warforged.
Barbarian.
All right.
Yeah. By the way, the button
wanna
has
search
a
it
little
for traps.
Nah.
Yeah. The elevator itself is old. It looks pretty beat up, but that might be because it's apparently out of order based on the little sign that hangs above the nearby button.
Yeah, that's fine. Hit the button anyway.
Yeah. I mean, apparently it's out of order, but the doors slide open anyways. And the double doors of the enclosed lift car open to reveal the inside of a 15-foot
Dragon's
cube
blood.
made out of stone with etchings of unicorn patterns covering its walls. Of course, it's a Clan Orient thing. That's what they do.
And there's a single half over there going, what? And we charge them.
A magical orb in the ceiling illuminates the lift. 2 young adults, a shifter and a well-dressed human, talk nose to nose, cradling each other's faces in the corner of the elevator, absorbed fully in each other and taking no notice of you.
Wait a minute, you say there are 2 people in there?
Yep.
Snogging.
What? What the fuck?
No, they're just talking for now.
Oh,
they haven't quite reached that point.
Hmm.
They're working up to it.
Okay, we'll just walk in.
Charge.
Sup, fuckers.
Charge them.
Oh no, they don't need help.
Charge into the elevator.
Yeah. Anyone down here is probably a bad person. As such, they will be treated as such.
You're just gonna charge in and sock them?
I mean, sock implies hitting with fist. I'm hitting with something a little bit heftier than that.
I mean, the man just kind of looks away from his date and just kind of smiles at you.
Alright, I guess I won't fucking sock him.
Yeah. In the, this is kind of a funny coincidence sort of way. And then you sock him. Go ahead and roll to hit him in the face. He's not really expecting it, though. So go ahead and roll with advantage if you're seriously running in and freaking punching him in the face.
I mean, they came up the elevator, right?
They were in
just
the
in
elevator.
there.
They were in the... Okay, then no. Fuck.
Yeah. The elevator hasn't moved.
No, I misheard that situation because I'm constantly fucking cutting in and out because internet's good.
I'm pretty sure that's just you wanting to fight something.
Well, that's part of it. That's why my first response was attack when I wasn't fully sure of what was happening. No, I won't punch him then.
Find an old lady with her grandchild in the elevator.
Yes.
I pull out my sword.
I beat the old lady with a mortal.
Lee cries as you strike it.
I pommel strike the child.
So, by the way, as you guys are kind of looking around the lift, just kind of at a glance, you do indeed see a blah 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 blah. Oh, freaking heck. Yeah, you do actually see that there is a well, while there's a lot of freaking unicorn heads, there is indeed a Medusa head mixed into them.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So, as you guys kind of start to invade the lift, they both kind of speak up and, well, this in a sort of This is all rather amusing, but would you rather leave?
Do
The
you
lift
guys want to
is
join the party?
damaged.
Can I
Or the
can I
lift is
insight
broken.
as to whether or not they're going to try and figure out whether or not they're actually part of the whole shit that's going on, and they're
Yeah,
actually
go ahead.
lookouts? That was history, not insight.
Mm-hmm.
Let me retry
Is-
that.
Insight any better?
Yeah,
No.
Yeah, but
slightly better.
I mean, they don't really come off as anything to you, really. But who the heck knows? You're a soldier.
boom.
Everyone looks evil. The 21, yeah. No, these are just freaking two random idiots who happen to be in a lift.
Honestly, let's just activate the lift and take him with us.
No, we should not do that.
Yep. So
I'm just gonna step out of the way and just hold my arm towards the exit.
Inspection crew.
I mean, actually, no.
Hi, we're the subcontractors. We're here to try and see what's gonna take to get this working again. If you could please step the fuck out.
Like, I'm kind of working
I'll
as
wave
again.
my crowbar around.
whoever's
I'm
whoever's
fixing-
leading this freaking con, roll deception.
Who is?
Can we get
leading this
advantage?
con?
Seeing as again, I am
I
a
didn't say
cleric of
inspection
the force.
crew, so
Yep,
You said
that's
inspection crew,
gonna
but
be
I also
you
then
then.
explained that we're subcontractor.
All right. They go and look at you guys and immediately freaking call bullshit.
Okay, I'm going to take out a hand axe and then point at the exit and say leave.
All right,
seriously.
go ahead and roll
inspection
roll
crew.
a roll intimidation then.
All right. That was great.
It's still enough to freaking threaten two freaking random civilians. And yeah, they take one look at the hand axe, take one look into your eyes, and apparently they see something they don't like. They both scurry off, but with promises that this is going to freaking get you in trouble.
They look into the eyes and they see the reflection of the kobold whose arms I cut off. And they go, "Oh no!"
Yeah, the Oh, actually, sorry, they're both actually female. Oh, that's good to know. The better dressed human, rather than the shifter, stalks off and threatens that she's going to summon the watch on you.
Do as you
that
please,
is-
bitch.
Yeah, it does give you some time though to look around the elevator and get it working.
Yeah.
No, I could have actually probably said that I'm inspection.
Mm-hmm.
Cleric of the
Probably
forge,
could have.
maker. I don't know.
As could your.
I guess it worked.
Yeah.
Shrug.
They didn't
So-
want to leave. I made them leave.
I mean, you guys find the Medusa head really easily. As for what to do with it,
Press it.
all right, you press it. Nothing happens.
Examine it.
You examine it. So examining it for a moment, you do indeed see that there is a small seam.
Oh my God, there's a seam here.
Crowbar.
Crowbar.
We must apply all the verbs to this.
Yeah, I apply crowbar to seam.
Yep, applies crowbar to seam. The seam opens to reveal a secret panel, behind which there are several wires connecting the lift car to a small crystal.
Press
that,
button.
yeah, that you guys that know about magic-y stuffs know is called the dragon shard.
Press
It's
crystal.
a magic-y bat thing.
Okay. Before you do anything,
Yeah.
do I know what to do with this?
Each of the wires is connected to an individual pin-sized hole in said dragon shard. And yeah, you're gonna have to roll an Arcana, but you know that the dragon shard in the wires control the movement.
Okay. Again, I'm technically good at work.
Your barbarian, who is not though, Just-
Okay.
pokes the thing. Thankfully for you, the lift does not fall or anything. It doesn't even move.
Do I get an advantage seeing as I'm maker, forge level cleric? forged domain?
No, not in this case.
Press button.
You can use either, yeah. You need to either make an investigation or an arcana check to get it to work correctly.
I try investigation.
As a reminder,
I'm very
you
smart.
also have a freaking...
Yes,
you also have an
button.
artificer.
Yes,
So yeah. Yeah. Between the two of you guys, we were able to figure out how to get it to work. Mostly that there was a wire loose, so you need to just reattach that back to the hole that didn't have a wire. And once you do, the lift immediately starts to descend.
Bhutan.
All right.
I mean, technically that. Well, it's. That was a 6.
Yeah, 6 is still not enough.
Turns out 6, still a 6.
Yeah. You poke it. Nothing happens. Thankfully, your artificer and the second attempt to poke it by
Our barbarian.
your barbarian gets it to work.
I'm very smart.
All right.
Good.
So, the lift continues to trundle downward.
I am no barbarian, I am a brain berry.
Yep. It moves pretty slowly, but steadily. And eventually, after several minutes, lift seems to descend forever into the belly of Skarn. Several minutes pass as the rift... Wow, that's a freaking typo. Several minutes pass as and the lift rattles and shakes. Those pass and the lift rattles and shakes, as if passing into some place it was not meant to go. This rumbling builds to a violent peak when then the lift stops and its doors open. By the lift's interior light, you can see a vast, unlit cavern strewn with broken stonework from ancient buildings as far as you can see in every direction, which is not very far for you guys, since, no dark vision.
Very dark.
Yeah, so you can see like 20 feet of broken stonework from ancient buildings, because it's just the light of the elevator so far. And as the doors open, of course, you're assaulted by stale air that's filled with dust and a slight scent of decay. And these are the ruins on which the city of Sharn is built. Since Sharn is floating. Because it, yeah, and ahead of you... Yeah, ahead of you, you can just kind of see the edge of it, but there seems to just be a point where the floor stops working.
Okay, well, onward.
Okay, there's no floor after, like, a couple of feet outside the lift. It just goes away into assumedly a pit.
Okay, forward.
All right, you step out of the lift and look down. It is definitely a pit. It's not a very deep pit, but you can't quite see the bottom in the light. You can hear, however, the soft sobs of a young child coming from something on the opposite side of the pit.
You can't see the other side of the pit, huh?
Nope, it's a little too far.
Could we cast light on a rock and throw it?
Yeah, there's plenty of rocks down here.
I cast light on a rock and throw it.
Well, I guess it's not really rocks, it's like broken pieces of brick and whatnot.
Don't throw it directly at the sobbing.
That's what I do.
Hey, we found the child, and the child... You have like a palm-sized rock.
The sobbing stops! Yay! Oh, wait.
Hey, we solved the issue. You're like, hey, listen, your child,
suffered from an unfortunate rock incident.
Turns out the ogre had already thrown a rock at your child. Weird, right?
You were heroically saving them, and then it got beamed. This horrible thing.
And the half ogre beating the rock into the side of your kid's head. Weird, right? Who would do that? What a fucking bastard.
Yeah, one of you goes and lights a rock. It's a pretty far throw, but it's not too hard for your barbarian
like
to
6
chuck it.
people with 30 strength, so
Yeah. Most of your party is fairly strong. And so as the rock sails through the air, you see this pit is actually pretty big. It actually stretches about 50 feet by your estimate, although it's not very deep. It only seems to be about 10 feet. And as it lands...
That's javelin range.
Yep. As it lands near the other side, you first hear and then rapidly see a wooden shed that the rock just kind of bounces off the side of and hits the ground.
How far away is the wooden shed?
You guys are standing on the opposite side, so probably around 50 feet or so.
Huh.
It's in the pit on the opposite side, so...
I have an idea.
Yeah. By the way, the pit doesn't fill the room. You can easily walk around it. The cavern seems to be huge. You can see the walls, like, right next to you, but when you threw the rock, you can't see the wall on the other side.
Oh, if the pit isn't across the entire thing, we can go around and fucking do that then.
Yeah.
That's way better than my idea.
Yeah. Are you guys lighting another rock to hold? Or... Because the room is still very, very dark.
I assume we have 2 people in the light.
Yeah.
I've got 10 torches.
That's why I'm asking. Is the other person lighting a rock or poking a sword or something so that you guys can actually see? Because otherwise, the moment you step away from the 10 feet of the elevator, it's dark. So yes, you light up you light up a rock or something.
Oh wait, can light go on multiple things at once?
If you have 2 people that know it, yes.
Not to that, I can use my Mechanicus light thing.
Mechanicus light.
You're
Is that really what it's called?
No, I don't know what it's called. It's called like...
Oh yeah, it's the crappy, you have a foot of bright light.
Magical tinkering.
Yeah. You make a really crappy light spell, is what that is. So, once you light the rock, you guys can, at least just barely in some sections, but as you're walking around anyway. But you can see the ceiling. It seems to range from, like, within a couple of feet, well, within a few feet of you guys, since I'm assuming you guys are around 6 feet or so. So, it's a little more than several, because it's around 15 feet up, but... It's not quite close enough to jump up and reach, but it's close enough that if you had a big stick, then you could probably reach up and poke it. Maybe a spear if you had a really long arm.
I taped
and then
the sword to the fucking crowbar.
Yeah.
Perfect.
In other sections, it goes just out. It goes out of your bright light range and into the shadowy. So it's hard to tell exactly how tall it is, but it's not like you can still at least kind of see it.
Probably go to the shed. And so we can fucking get faked out by this not actually the real kid. Which is 100% what I think it is. I don't think that's the real kid, so I'm going to draw my sword.
Yeah. Could you guys all roll perception checks for me, by the way, while you're wandering around the thing?
Why do I roll well as this one? Why can't I roll well on anything else? One shot? Yeah, sure. Fucking... 3-year campaign. Fuck yourself.
All right. Luckily for you guys, it doesn't matter what you rolled because they rolled a nat 1. So
very good.
Basically, you'd have to be deaf, dumb, and blind to not see them.
I'm only one of those things. It's blind.
So
I don't have dark vision.
As you guys are starting to walk away from the... Well, are you guys walking around the pit, or are you just jumping down into the pit and walking across? It's faster to do that, but...
I vote around, but...
Probably go around. There's going to be something evil in that pit.
I mean, you could see the bottom of the pit. It's 10 feet down. It's just
just
rock.
because we can see the bottom of the pit doesn't mean we fucking know that there's not evil shit in there. There's plenty of shit that's good at hiding.
Speaking of good at hiding, it's not these guys. as a quartet of goblins clambers out of the pit and attempts to attack you guys.
Goblins!
Yeah, go ahead and roll initiative.
It's time for the mate. Oh,
Oh,
You
God.
somehow got worse, Snar. That's impressive.
Please.
oh, God. There's not two of me, I think.
Yeah, I can see that. I'll get rid of the old one. All right. Great.
It is not time for mace.
Well, there's two of you because there's one of you here and one of you here. And there's one of Theo here and one of Theo here.
Oh, is that why I'm picking the wrong one?
I'm the only one who only has one of me.
Yeah. Oh, Theo just deleted his token.
There.
Why are you guys spread all over the goddamn map?
Because we hate each other, Mitchell.
No. Get over here. Don't need two of
No.
these, though. Get rid.
I'm beat booping around.
Alright.
Until it takes the 12-year token.
Gotta roll. Good. And I need gobos. Were they more ready to assault you guys? I mean, they were more ready than freaking poor Cord.
Court saw the goblin show up and he's like, "Is this really happening? Is this happening?"
It's like kobolds and goblins in the same freaking venture? What is this? You're only supposed to have one. All right. All right, I don't...
Time
they'll
to
be
charge
working
and-
with each other.
Time to charge and grab as many goblins as possible on the way down to the bottom of the pit. Power bomb of the century.
Yeah, I mean, they've clambered up over the side. So they are with you at this point. And why is it goblins carry scimitars? It seems like the most bizarre weapon choice for them.
Really?
Yeah.
You think it'd be like crude spears or something like that?
Yeah. I mean, these
Well,
guys are going to
scimitar.
carry legit weapons, but it still seems like a weird choice. I'm trying to think. What is hand axe?
D6.
Is it D6? Okay, good. So basically, there's not really a change. Scimitars still deal slashing damage in a D6, and hand axes deal a D6. Oh, you know why? Because they use dex.
Finesse.
And scimitars
Yeah,
are dex
finesse.
weapons. Yeah. I'm trying to think. What other finesse weapons are out there besides, like, freaking daggers?
Rapiers.
Short swords?
Yeah, but these
But I
guys
feel
aren't
like
going to
they're not gonna
freaking
have
carry
rapiers.
rapiers.
Yeah, short swords are finesse.
Yeah, that we'll go with
Whips are
short
finesse.
swords. They're not going to carry whips. They're at least going to deal some damage.
Yeah, what's damage is a dagger?
Yeah, it's less than short swords though. So yeah, they all have short swords rather than scimitars. Because freaking I don't know why they'd be carrying scimitars. They got the big pointy knives rather than the little pointy knives, or the curvy pointy knives. Anyway, I need to put in their actual roll. So there are 4 of them, and it is going to be Theo's turn to start.
How close are they?
They tried to like clamber out of the pit behind you, so they're like basically either right next to you or 10 feet away. So
Well, I guess I will do the stab move.
stab move is very effective as the first goblin gets skewered by it.
And that's the end of my turn.
Yeah, all right. Why? One of the goblins is now fallen over.
I'm debating whether or not it's worth it to rage. I really want to, though. I won't. I'm gonna go up to where I'm in melee range and attempt to fucking smack another goblin.
All right. Try and smack another goblin.
With my not mad sword.
All right. The not mad sword does smack a goblin. Although not by much. It actually does. It almost freaking deflects it. And it's a good thing for that because that nearly took its head off. Instead, it just knocked very injured to the ground. Very injured.
Stay down.
Not going to get up again for the foreseeable fight.
Good.
Yeah. And then the remaining two are going to go. Do they get frayed? Yes, they do. Not now, though. So the last two are going to attack.
The only thing more dangerous than an ambush is a counter ambush.
Yep. And they're actually both. I mean, you nearly got deflected. The Warforged freaking just stabbed their buddy and basically just left him to die as he rolled down the hill. So they're gonna go after you, Norix. Yeah. So they're both going to stab out with swords. Well, they both kind of dual team you, and one of them makes it through your armor. The other one just gets batted away by your shield, I take it?
Yeah.
I think you have a shield, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So yeah, you bat it away or it just clinks against your armor. But the other sword does make it through. And yeah, he leaves an okay injury. Gets through your armor and breaks a little bit of your wood, your internal bits. Cord. You've realized that there's combat.
Things are happening.
Really?
I mean, it's not going to last very much longer because half your opponents are already down, but...
Is there anyone next to me?
You can move easy enough to get next to someone.
Okay. Actually, let me fix that. Screw moving. I have the javelin.
If I get hit in the back, I will push you down that pit.
Yeah. Where the other moaning goblin is.
Yeah.
Might as well. People barely use these, so javelin.
All right. And since I give to players, that is going to just barely make it past their arm. Well, past their shield. Their freaking armor is made out of leather. Look, leather armor is made for deflecting blows. Stopping blows is what metal's for.
I'm Javelin Man.
Yep. And Javelin Man, you're going to freaking skewer whichever one that you threw that at.
How many are there?
There are two. Do you want the left or the right one?
Right.
All right. Yep. You chuck the javelin, and it doesn't go through it, but it certainly goes further than it probably should go into a person. And that goblin falls over, writhing in pain. The last goblin looks at you guys and looks like he's about to bolt.
Fucking goblins.
Of course, it is your turn first. So, Narks, do you want to stab the last goblin? Oh no.
Sorry, Yes. Why not?
All right.
I will attempt to do that.
Yep. Oh. Well, you definitely stab him. It gets him right through the shoulder as he's able to somewhat get out of the way. It's still a grievous injury for such a small creature, though. But it's not enough to quite kill him. So, he's still standing. Why?
I don't like goblins.
Well, there's only one left that's still standing.
I don't like goblins.
Nope. He was still standing. How do you freaking destroy him?
Just right through the head. I want that head to be bisected.
Yeah. You bring the sword down on his head, and yeah, it splits like a freaking watermelon. And unsurprisingly, the goblin follows his head at the ground.
Feels good.
So, yeah. You have 3 brutally injured goblins, though other than that one, they're all still alive. They're just, bleeding out.
Spare the dying. Spare the dying. Spare the dying.
Stomp on head. Stomp on head. Stomp on head.
At least for mine, I want to try, grabbing the javelin.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, the javelin hasn't broken. It was pretty clean through his armor, so shield didn't get enough of it to damage it. So.
Oh, so it's not broken. Good.
Yep. You still have.
I'm like, yeah, I want to do the correct thing. I'm just going to rip right out of his wound.
All right, that definitely kills him.
The one that I hit, I went and asked them what they're doing down here. Did they respond in any appreciable way?
Other than more screaming? No.
Unfortunate. Hand axe.
All right. And what about the one? One did roll down into the pit. The other three kind of got left back up on the, kind of fell where they stood. So he's still screaming. Got stabbed through the gut by Theospear.
Well, he's presumably bleeding out less now that I've cast spells on him.
Yep. Well, he's his blood has at least stopped for the moment.
I'm gonna
unless someone's going to move down into the pit and finish him off.
I have a spear javelin.
So you're gonna just finish him off?
I don't like goblins. I've subtracted one javelin from my inventory.
All right. Yep. So, yeah. Or you turn to walk away to keep moving around the pit, and you just kind of hear thump and crunch. And the breathing stops down there.
Good day.
Unfortunately, you're going to have to go into the pit to retrieve the javelin. Though,
I don't give a fuck about that javelin.
Yep.
I don't use javelins.
All right. So, that is all the goblins dealt with.
That's what's far more funny if I throw it at him and they just leave it down there.
Sorry, I'm just making sure of things. All right. So, as you guys are walking around the pit, by the way, you didn't quite see much of the pit when the rock was sailing over it. It was, you chuck a rock. You have to chuck it pretty far to get 50 feet, or pretty fast. So, but as you're just kind of wandering around the pit, you do kind of hear the clink and tick of gears from the middle, kind of around the middle of it.
At the middle of the pit?
Yeah.
Throw another rock.
Yeah. You can't quite see it too much, but it looks like there's some figures, it's in shadows. But you can kind of see some figures in the kind of huddled together in the middle of it. They look a lot bigger than goblins from at least their shadows.
Good. I thought
throw the rock.
All right.
By the way, are you picking through the goblins or?
I was gonna wait until after we're leaving to do that, but
yeah, let's have a small child witness us picking through these desiccated corpses.
Let's make a small child wait for us to pick through these corpses before rescuing them.
Oh, I wasn't gonna fucking search through them at all. I don't care.
Are you guys taking stuff from their corpses, or just leaving?
Not right now.
I
think we're just leaving them. Unless they do they have anything immediately obvious, big pages of orders, just stuffed into their coat pocket or something?
I mean, they all have little pouches on their belts, but their arms and armor. The arms are fairly good. Decently made short swords. They're metal. They don't break that easily. Their armor, of course, is in various states of very holy disrepair now.
One of them has relatively normal armor, if slightly coated in blood.
take a spear injury too before you finished him. So
Oh yeah.
he's still got a hole in it, but
Unfortunately.
it's also all goblin sized, so it's not exactly helpful to you guys unless you want to have someone try and stitch up for goblin.
Oh, here. You want to repair it? Mending.
Regardless, so are you guys going to wander all the way around the pit to the other side where that shed is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. But we were discussing tossing a rock in there.
Okay. Are you guys going to toss the rock into the pit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. You guys, it's a pretty easy toss because it's only like 25 feet or so to get to the middle. And when it reaches the middle, though, of course, a little before, you guys see kind of a not fun sight, at least for you in particular, Norix, as there are a group of Warforged just kind of huddling in the middle, including a corpse.
You alright, guys?
A headless corpse from the looks of it, since its head is just kind of lying somewhere nearby. They're all just kind of chained together, just kind of sitting on the floor. And all of them are damaged.
We want to help them?
Yeah, you guys want to go help them, and I'll go save the child.
Sure.
You think that's a good idea when there's apparently a half ogre running around?
I can take half ogre.
You sure?
Probably. I can still get angry. That's a pretty good trick.
I mean, if you want to risk it, I mean, it's your life.
Yeah. Might as well. You only live
Might
once.
as well risk it.
Might as well take some risks.
Well, hopefully he doesn't use the child as a bargaining chip. As in, hold up sword to throw.
Why? I'm a good thrower of javelins. I'll just break their hand. Easy.
I like to imagine they hold like a dagger right up to the kid's throat. It's like, okay, well, now instead of a knife, there's a javelin through. With the hand just pinned to him.
Correct. To be fair,
Got
that
your
means they
child back.
they're up one javelin wound, but down one kidnapping.
So, I mean,
We found them like this.
You make it to the wooden shed easy enough. You guys just can slide down the side of the pit. It's not a big deal. Or climb down. It's a 10-foot drop. You guys could just drop down if you wanted to. Yeah.
I will ask that they cast light on one of my objects before I go off alone.
I mean, the rock is still sitting by the thing, but yeah, without being near them, you won't be able to see.
Yeah.
So.
Here, I'll cast light.
Dankeschön.
I mean, currently at the moment, you guys actually can't see because both of your light sources are away. Unless you already, unless you already de-lighted the stone by the shed.
That presumably would have happened at some point.
I'm speaking.
Well, yeah. Yeah. I think it would.
One light for us.
When you light the third stone to toss it, or just toss the stone that you lit to see, it carries effectively a magical torch. But regardless, yeah, you guys figure it out well enough that you each have a light source, and
Nice.
so you're able to make it to your respective destinations easy enough. Unfortunately, it seems like when you reach the edge of the pit on the opposite side, while you can certainly hear the sobs now more loudly, it also requires that you actually drop into the pit, seeing as it's in the door's in the pit.
Huh.
What if this whole time the sobs are actually the ogre? And it's a child that has him hostage.
The fucking turnaround of the century.
I'm the mastermind to this entire plot. Anyway.
Yeah, I should probably go into the pit. My only other idea is fucking tie a rope to a javelin, and then just stick it as far into the fucking wood as I can by throwing it, and just going over the pit that way. But I don't know, feels kind of stupid.
I mean, it's it's a 40 foot, 20, 50 foot wide pit from what you guys can tell, but it's not very deep. It's 10 foot down.
Yeah, so I'm just going into the pit.
Yeah.
And hoping I don't get jumped down here.
Yeah.
Unless it's by goblins! And I want to kill all the goblins.
I mean, you can see the edge of the pit, and as well as 20 feet around you, and then more than that in shadow. As if you're holding a torch. But the pit itself, unfortunately, is kind of it's. There's a lot of rubble down there, so the pit itself counts as difficult terrain, like in it. So it takes you guys a little while to reach the Warforged. Basically, like I think at the turn after you reach the edge of the pit, and then have to leap down into it. So, what are you guys doing to open the Warforge? Because they're all chained together.
Well, I got crowbar.
I have mace.
So you're just gonna try and break chains?
Pretty much.
Might as well. I mean, I don't think I have a spell unless Sacred Flame would. Well, no, that's radiant damage.
Yeah, no. Sacred Flame doesn't do anything to metal.
Yeah. Unless I can unmending the.
No. That's not how mending works.
The
have to unmend the. Yeah. Have to unmend the old-fashioned way.
Mace.
Yep. So you guys set to work. The chains aren't very good, so it takes you guys a little while, but eventually you break them. In the meantime, the little wooden shed. It's just a little, like it's a 15-foot square shed. It's a tiny shed. The door isn't locked, so you can open the door, and you find that the wooden shed contains a small child covered in dust, wearing the once fine, now ruined, livery of House Orion. The boy sobs, shrunken into one corner, his face slack, stale bread, smelly water, and a pile of rags and a chamber pot round out the accommodations. So, yeah, it's not a very good place.
All right.
He's also wearing manacles.
I'm trying to think of what the chances are that this is actually a fucking fake out and this is a changeling. Hey, boy.
He kind of half responds. Like, he looks up, but he doesn't seem to really be paying attention to you.
What the fuck was the guy's name who sent us here? Something Orion?
Alden?
Alden.
Yeah.
Alden sent us. I'd rather not be down here for more than I have to be. I sincerely hope it's the same with you.
Yeah. He just kind of continues staring at you. The boy, by the way, is not a 10-year-old. This is a, barely out of toddler age.
Yeah, that'll explain that.
Yeah.
Alright.
You'd estimate he's probably around 5 or 6, probably.
Let's quickly peer around and make sure I'm not going to get fucking jumped the moment I enter this room, shed.
I mean, you could see the whole room, basically, from the door.
The ogre drops down from the ceiling.
Yeah. I just look the ogre in the face and slowly wave. Alright, let's get the boy.
Alright. Yep, so you step in. Nothing jumps you.
I will offer my hand to the child.
Alright. He, unfortunately, just kind of stares at your hands and then just kind of stares at your face, but doesn't make any move to move towards you. Again, he is wearing manacles, so.
So, hello?
He can't move towards you because he's wearing a set of manacles.
Oh. So they're attached to, like, the wall?
Yeah.
Crowbar.
Are you just going to break the chain?
Yeah.
Okay. So, after a little bit of work, you're able to break the chain. His hands are still in manacles, though.
Yeah, I don't know how to fucking pick those. I'm not going to risk breaking his wrists by just trying to force them open. That is something to deal with not right now. Finesse is not my strong suit. Alright, let's go.
Alright, you basically have to, like, pick him up or...
I will just
like,
carry him on my
grab by the
shoulder.
Alright, yep. So, yeah, you drag him out into the darkness of the room, and you still hear the sounds of metal against metal as the other two work on the chains.
Alright,
So,
is there an easy way to get up out of the divot?
it looks, at least near the edges that you've seen so far, like you can basically just climb out without too many issues.
Yeah,
And holding this kid, you're easily strong enough to take on the extra weight.
Yeah, just climb out and start hanging back to the others then.
Okay. I mean, they're in the pit, in the center
Well,
of the...
oh yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'll start heading back to the... yeah, I guess I'll just go to them in the pit then.
Okay.
I was going to go to the elevator, but I figured this sticking together might be the smart thing to do here, actually.
Yeah. So you pick your way through the rubble, and after, a few moments, you make it over to them. They're still working on probably the third person at this point.
Hey, dudes.
What the
my
fuck
guy?
is that?
It's a child.
You've seen human children before.
This is a crowbar.
Nani?
It's a bit dented up, but it's not nice to be... Alright, I guess I'll help break out the fucking... rest of the fucking Warforged.
Okay. Yeah, between the three of you, you get it done within the next minute or so. And once you do, the Warforged all... Well, profusely thank you isn't quite the right word. Your Warforged would tell you that it's profusely, but they all nod at you, thank you in kind of grumbled tones of warriors, and then just all start walking towards the elevator.
Yeah, let's go.
There's short swords on your way out, if you want them.
Yep.
Yeah. You
There's
do
also
see
a
a couple
javelin
of
if you
them.
want it.
Yeah, you do see a couple of them pick up the weapons on their way out, climb out of the pit, and then just kind of pile into the lift.
Alright.
So
Also
there
go
you
to
have
the
a
lift,
manacled child.
grab the child. Yeah. Let's go.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. Yep.
How fucked was what you just said? Let's go 1 to 10.
What?
No, you were
No,
fine.
okay.
You were fine. I'm just having trouble with the English language.
I see.
Fair. You know what? Happens. Happens to me a lot.
So, are you guys going to pick over the corpses as you pass by them?
Yes.
I mean, I'll grab my javelin if no one's taking it.
Nah, they did take it.
Oh, alright. Happens.
Yep. All right. So, of the 4 goblins, you guys are able to pick up a surprising total of 16 gold pieces and 4 silver pieces, as well as the goblin who is in the pit happens to have a small gemstone tied with like a loop of rope.
Oh wow, these goblins were actually packed.
Yeah, we got a lot of money.
Yeah, it's because they're part of a gang.
I hate gangs.
So cool.
Yeah. I'll just tell you that the gemstone is worth 10 gold, just to make it easy. Most likely because your maker would probably be able to appraise it well enough. So,
Should we just say that we already sell it?
yeah, well, we can make that easy.
Okay. 10 for you, 10 for me, 10 for
Yep.
All right.
So,
How are we dividing up the silver pieces?
I don't want any of them. I don't
Alright.
care
you
enough.
can have them Warforged. Your color.
I thought he was green.
Oh, he's silver on the inside.
Green is the silver of artificers.
Man, you really had to stretch for that one, huh?
yep.
We can't
So-
split it evenly, so I don't.
Yeah, you guys squeeze in the lift with the other pile of captives, blah, and start the slow trek back up.
Alright.
So, how about the Mets?
Know what you guys were doing down there? Just chilling? Fun?
Digging.
Digging? Okay.
You
For
the ones who made
something?
that pit?
Or just...
We assume, yeah.
Did you find what you were looking for?
I don't know.
Yeah, fair.
It wasn't in that hall.
Who is the? Are there more?
More holes?
Yeah.
Not of that kind, but yes.
What about more, workers?
Seems to think for a moment. I don't think there are any anymore. But possibly.
Possibly. Would they be back down the elevator, or would they be elsewhere?
I do not know.
Gotcha.
I was either in the pit or in a different pit.
See any half ogres wandering about?
Once again, just kind of thinks for a moment. I don't know. Goblins, yes. I do not remember a half ogre, though.
Where can I find more goblins to kill?
There are probably more in their employ, I would guess.
Oh. Good to hear.
And kind of at that point, they all just kind of fall silent. And you ride the last couple minutes up until the elevator stops, and you're met with a small group of guards.
Hi, how you doing?
Yep. And that human that was dressed fancy, who's just kind of looking smug and tapping her foot.
I'm then going to take out the writ of enforcement.
Yeah. The three guards look at him, look at her, and then basically just say, "Have a nice day, citizen." Just walk off.
And just stare them down.
Yeah, no. She definitely looks annoyed, but, you know. You're
Maintenance
clearly
crew.
freaking above her.
Inspection
Yeah.
complete.
Still coating blood from the goblins.
Yep. So yeah, you guys wander off the elevator.
Have a nice day.
Yep, with the comatose child still firmly wrapped in manacles and a small group
Oh
of
yeah.
Warforged.
Fucking try and grab one of the guards and see if they can take these fucking manacles off.
They don't
They
have
don't
the
have
key for
universal
them.
keys, huh?
No.
Okay, how about you
That's
sit on the child, put his hands like over a rock?
Especially, they comment that those manacles look freaking kind of old style, and definitely not made for human hands.
All right.
I
Well,
can just smash the manacle.
you know, let's not risk smashing the child's hands.
If I feel I can always repair him.
No.
I do actually have. I do have thieves' tools.
All right.
That's the freaking most cleric thing to say.
You can try and
Don't worry, I can smash the child. I can fix them.
Don't worry, I can cut out his tongue.
All right. I mean, you get some progress done, but the lock does not click. Also, how immune to poison is a Warforged?
I have advantage on saves and resistance to damage.
So go ahead and roll that con save.
Relatively immune.
Yeah, so with advantage because of Warforged.
Not incredibly immune.
It's actually not enough.
Only semi-immune.
1 point. 13 is what you needed. So, yeah, you become poisoned for 24 hours. Poisoned enough that you actually go into a shutdown state for right this moment.
Oh.
As your system gets overwhelmed by the poison.
Oh my fucking god. Alright, can you fix him? I'll take the child. God damn it. Fucking poison. I hate poison. Alright, you drag him, I'll carry the child. Unless they're heading to fucking House Orion. Or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, that's right. You got it.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Are you just gonna try and drag the Warforged along?
I'll take one leg, you take the other, and it'll make a horrendous screeching sound.
I don't know, it depends. When someone gets knocked out, I guess doesn't remove the condition, does it?
Poison? No.
Yeah, no. They're still
Maybe
poisoned.
we can get some of the Warforged we saved to carry him.
I mean, the Warforged, once you step out of the elevator, just basically scatter, so...
Well, that's unfortunate. We kind of probably should have... Okay, well...
Yeah. You hear them muttering that they're going to head back to the area that they were from, the cogs. So...
Good luck.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything to remove poison.
Nope.
Or that I could have ever
do you want to try and think of what it was that knocked him out?
Sure.
All right. What would poison be? I guess knowledge nature probably makes the most sense, especially based on what poison is.
I don't know. Arcana?
It's not Arcana.
Yeah, so from now, no one fucking mess with the manacles.
Let me smash them.
No!
All right.
You're gonna smash
you
them
can
and poison the child.
Yeah, you can think of a couple of poisons that would knock someone out. Drow poison, of course, is kind of the
Iconic
Oh,
one.
it's a common one. It's not common here is the main problem. So it's probably some sort of plant. You do know that if someone's knocked out by poison, sometimes just freaking smacking them will get them up.
Okay, I smacked the Warforged then.
All right. Yeah,
Nice.
it does actually wake you up.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah. I'm going to say you do take 1 damage because you actually do need to take damage. So you smack him a couple of times to no avail, and then you basically sock him, and it has a result.
It's the light slaps, and then it's a real big one.
Yeah. So you take 1 damage, but you do wake up.
All right.
Don't mess up the manacles anymore. Let's go talk to Orion.
I mean, you
Well,
can
let me try
see
again.
that the manacles, the poison's been wet. Yeah, it's worn off at this point.
All right, fuck it. Try again.
Because as we all know, it just is one use for poison.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
After that, it's entirely neutralized.
Mm-hmm.
Powerful.
Well, you work on it for about 2 seconds, and then you hear the freaking lock click as, you know, your
Local...
thief
hey, I
tool
locked
freaking
it.
just broke it.
Local
No.
Warforged finds the last dose of poison that the manacles didn't know they had.
No, but you did lose that particular prong of.
All right, let's go talk to the fucking noble. Christ.
Okay, come on, mace time.
No, we're not macing the child's wrists.
I mean, you probably could just break them by just trying to force them apart.
Okay, hands time.
Crowbar.
I grabbed them.
Yes, macing them would probably break his hands.
Fuck it, crowbar.
You might be able to freaking just take them apart.
No,
Crowbar can
hands.
fix anything.
Acrobatics are.
Child has to witness like
How would you acrobatics this?
I mean,
like three
Athletics.
incredibly
Yeah,
buff
it would
guys
be
arguing
athletics.
over how to
it's the same thing.
Yeah, regardless, yeah. That's enough that you just step down after freaking hearing. Goodness. After hearing the freaking clank click of freaking a poor thief tool giving up its last breath, yeah, you just reach down and freaking yank the manacles apart, and his hands are now free.
Alright, let's go
Mad,
fucking God. Christ.
mad cleric sounds.
Hey, if you keep making mad cleric sounds at me, I'm gonna start making mad barbarian sounds at you.
Yep. So the child is
Oh,
now
you're just-
demanacled. He is still seemingly comatose, though.
Yeah, turns out that didn't solve any of the problems. Let's go talk to the fucking father.
All right, it's 5 doors down, so you guys make it back in moments.
Hey, dude.
Yeah. So you return him to the estate. Once the guards see who you're holding, they immediately allow you in.
They're like, why are you here?
They don't even bother with the why are you here. They see the child and they're just like, oh shit, and one of them runs off to go get.
Oh
Kim.
my God.
Yeah, one of them returns to go get Alden. And
So,
basically, the other one leads you to the patio to meet up with them. And
how about the Mets?
really short time, a very, very quick stepped Alden runs out, basically rips his son away from you guys, and yeah, you're overjoyed.
We have found your child.
Yeah.
unless it's a changeling, in which case we did not find your child.
But the chances of that are within acceptable percentages.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a high probability that we found your child, so
Yeah.
So
20
it's,
to 1, we found the child.
yeah, it takes a little while for him and his son to like kind of calm back down, as at this point it seems the son kind of stops being extent and kind on, and is significantly happier with what's going on. One of the other guards just kind of runs off to go get a snack and drink, and the kids just kind of sat and eats. And Alden thanks you guys profusely and tells you everything said half ogre.
Tells us what?
He basically he's gonna for serious this time.
we lost that one too.
Yeah.
God damn it! He's gonna let you guys know what's going on. Is basically
Okay.
the thing.
We heard something about a half ogre, which alarmed me.
He's gonna tell you what's our deal.
God, we should have tried to get a monetary reward. Whatever.
I mean, they are gonna give you some of that too.
Yeah!
All right,
Worth it.
Sorry, one
I'd like
second.
a-
It freaking gives a really, really vague description of what he actually knows.
I'd like a Vorpal longsword, please.
Has a head, 2 legs,
2 arms, 2 legs. She's missing
Eyes.
a digit on one of her hands or feet.
Okay.
She has a nose. That works.
Yeah, it basically says the freaking go and tell the players all the stuff in this particular area of the DM stuff. Like, oh, good, thank you. Okay, so he tells you that a half ogre named Gara.
I know that name.
Yeah. Basically came to him, told him to get peoples to search ruins in Old Sharn for an arcane relic at the behest of someone significantly above her head. And since there's a lot of freaking Old Sharn, she kidnapped his son to get him to play ball and basically used him to get out of work Warforged that no one would miss to scour Old Sharn for clues.
All right.
Yeah. Alden branded it just kind of as a, aside for the house so that no one would ask questions, as a secret research gathering mission. And paid the Warforged for their silence and signed them to binding contracts, though he is at least somewhat, regretful of it. Not enough that he would swears to go back and fix it, but enough that at least he feels bad.
Hey, you should go back and fix it.
So
Also, you're under arrest.
Actually, we probably could arrest him right now.
Apparently, it took them several weeks of exploring, dangerous exploring, and a few deaths, but eventually they found a library of arcane text and schema buried in the ruins. These items were moved to apparently a desk safe house in Tavik's Landing near Terminus Lightning Rail Station. And he figures that the organization plans to smuggle those relics out into Breland, the rest of Breland proper. Or rather, from Breland to where they come from, Drome.
Do we think we should go talk to the sergeant about all this? Because I feel like there's a certain point where this kind of starts going over our pay grade, and I think that was immediately after we saved the person from being murdered.
Or more importantly, increases our pay grade.
Yes, it increases our pay grade. Because this really isn't in our job description for this. We were here to make sure someone wasn't murdered and make sure that they were giving out good information.
At least we should report back.
Yeah, let's go talk to the
I'm
sergeant.
Really actually worried about the pay grade. The pay grade can stay the same, but
I'm partially worried about the pay grade.
Yeah. In addition, he gives you kind of that stuff, and he tells you about a Terminus apartment in the lower Tavik's Landing, and of course gives you the specific address that Gara uses as a safe house. At least he figures is used as a safe house and a place to store said books and schema that they found down there. Yeah. And then he basically tells you that if you guys leave him out of the Sharn Watch's report, he'll give you each 50 gold pieces. Along with, of course, the current item that he's going to give you.
I don't see how we can leave him out in a way that makes a story make any sense.
No, he's pretty important in this. Unless we want to significantly change the story.
Reduce his
We
importance.
can reduce his involvement. In theory, and we can also be like, yeah, he helped us significantly, et cetera, et cetera. But I don't know if we can really be like, yeah, no, he was not involved in this, without bringing up a lot of questions that we won't have the answers to.
Unless we give that lady we talked to a shitload of money to just be we
already told the one lady, no, this is some shit that's going down with this person.
Or we could say, oh yeah, no, we lied about that. We were making that up, and
yeah, I'm not gonna lie to that lady. I like my head firmly attached to its shoulders. I don't want it to get fucking bitten off.
Yeah.
I don't want it to get chewed out. I don't want to deal with any of that shit.
I guess our response is we can't, but thanks for the offer, and
like,
we'll
will
put
try
real nice words in for you.
Yeah, we will put in the best words possible, but we can't just say that you weren't involved without making something that makes no sense at all.
Simple. We just found the elevator. We went down. Oh look,
no one's gonna fucking believe that shit.
Oh yeah, and all this stuff. Yeah, we just found that out from like a local.
We just stumbled onto it through dumb fucking luck.
Yeah, one of the Warforged.
Really, because the person who you're supposed to be helping on this case, they said that you told them that you're going to go talk to that person, and then you just happened to stumble on this. Isn't that a little bit convenient? Yes.
It's weird.
All those people noticed you like holding this child of that guy, and like fainting, and there was some guards there too.
Yeah, there were some guards and some shit, and it was weird.
We never
regardless of your diplomatic ways, the conversation goes pretty cold from there. And he gives you the he doesn't. He basically says, "Have a good day," takes his son and goes back inside. Vishtai offers each of you a unicorn-shaped token.
Okay.
It doesn't actually do anything. It's just a nice little token.
It's that way they can spy on us, actually.
It's actually one of those little things with the candy inside. Chocolate coin.
Now, they explain that it is a feather... What is it called exactly? Feather token. It is a small metal disc that is inscribed with the image of a feather. In this case, it's actually inscribed with the image of a unicorn, but same diff. When you fall at least 20 feet while the token is on your person, you descend 60 feet per round and take no damage from falling. The token's magic is expended after you land, whereupon the disc becomes non-magical. So it's basically a one-time freaking bails you from falling.
That's pretty
one-time feather fall.
Yep.
So what are the chances we're going to get pushed down a fucking pit now?
This is pretty good.
I put it high.
I mean, again, Sharn is the city of towers. There's floating. There's a lot of down.
All right, so now I got to go to the tallest tower and say, "See ya," and then just jump off and slowly float down. See how many people I can mentally
have a max round duration?
When you hit the ground is the max round duration.
So in other words, you could fall from the highest level in the atmosphere, and you've got a while.
Yep. I mean, it probably does have a max round duration, but it doesn't mention it in the item, so you'd have to probably be pretty high.
All right, so what you do is you make it to where you're effectively infinitely falling by shooting yourself out of a thing that hit a fast enough speed to where you're falling faster than, or you're moving faster than the 6 foot per thing down is relative to the curvature of the ground. So you're just in the air forever.
Yes.
Yeah, I had not explained that very well.
But we understand.
Yeah, I hope.
All right.
Mango float.
But you're turning yourself into a satellite, effectively. Let's go talk to the sergeant.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you want to end for the night. Again, I'm pretty sure the sergeant.
Not quite like nighttime. It's still like around noontime or so.
It's 11:28, Mitchell.
It'd still be midnight in that case, not.
No, Mitchell. I believe he means in real life.
Mm-hmm. Well, would you guys like to stop?
Oh, I don't give a fuck. I can keep going.
Again, I don't care.
I'm fine keeping
Well,
on.
don't care, but I mean, like,
we don't have Norks to hold us back anymore. We just have Norks. Norks.
I mean, there still is some decent amount left, but I don't know. I'll leave it up to you if you guys want to continue.
I'll leave it up to you.
No, I can continue. I usually go up until like the AMs, and my thing is, I no longer have any work. My sleep schedule is
Yep.
Yep. That's fine.
So I think I'm gonna have to put a hard stop at 2 at the very, very, very most. So
Okay.
we'll go until then. At the
I think what we should probably do is, since I find it unlikely, we're probably not gonna be able to finish tonight, right?
Probably unlikely. Still have at least a couple of more things to do.
So what we should probably do is find like a good stopping point, to where we will still have a decent amount to do if we come back to this. So
Honestly, this is a good stopping point right here.
Then we might want to just stop here then.
Yeah, because this is kind of the end of that part, and the chase for Gara is kind of the start of the next part. So
we have ran for about 4 hours, which is normal for us. It will mean that if we come back to this, it won't just be a like 2-hour session of like, haha, we're done, and now we sit here. And now I slap the desk.
We either talk about random 40k stuff or whatever's on our mind.
We don't need to fucking be here talk about random 40k shit. We can do that in the middle of sessions. We have done it in the middle of sessions.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know if Norks is gone for some reason, and it's like, well, we have time left. Like, for example, I want to just rant about Final Fantasy VII remake.
All right. Well, before you start that, I'm going to end the recording.
I'm going to go see if Dang